breaks another, and now he's on the loose. Orion Horn to the 20, the 50. Ramsey takes a step, hands it up. He's got some space, trying to bounce outside, inside the 10-yard line. Orion Horn to the pylon. Touchdown, Tigers!
I will run, I will rise, I will grow.
5 touchdown,
I will
Sterling
climb
Ramsey,
to the
second
place
play
I
of the game.
belong. I will fight like the world's never known. Like the world's never known.
Fields it, stays on his feet, crosses the 50, ball's out, picked up by Caleb Barnett. He's going to go for a touchdown.
Oh, yes.
He's crossing the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown. Welcome to high school football, young man.
Through the smoke, through the ash, through the flames. And it burns like a fire in my veins. In the end, you remember my name. Remember my name.
Good evening to another edition of Tiger Football. I'm Ryan Wyckoff sitting in for Adam Hildebrandt, and I'm here with Steve Spavata up in the box and Madison Dildine down on the field. And we are here for a playoff edition of some Broken Arrow Tiger football here at Broken Arrow Tiger Memorial Stadium here. Spav, how are we doing this evening?
Great, doing great. It's a perfect night. You know, it's playoff weather. It's cold, it's chilly, it's windy. It's just playoff weather all the way around. I love it.
I wore a coat coming in. You gave yours up to our friend down on the field, Miss Madison Dildine. Madison, talk to us. How is it down there on the field?
It is freezing, and the wind does not help at all. It should be a very interesting night for Tiger football.
So is it pretty windy on the field level itself, though?
Yes, it is.
Because you could see with the flags and everything, you know, the higher level is definitely going to play a factor on the game here. So, and of course, it's going to get windier and probably just get a lot more colder too. So, stay warm, Madison.
Well, you know, Spav, someone that the wind didn't seem to affect was one of the Owasso Rams football players wearing no shirt during warm-ups, and that is who the Tigers will take on tonight. The 8-2 Owasso Rams, 5-2 in the district, will play the 7-3 Broken Arrow Tigers, 6-1 in the district. That's why we're playing a home game right here in Broken Arrow. We will go ahead and take a break as we have our color guard come out on the field and play our national anthem.
Those men and women who protect our freedoms both home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem. The colors are being presented tonight by the Broken Arrow High School Air Force ROTC under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Walter Gagayeski. Commanding the color guard and carrying the American flag is Cadet Candace Wells. Carrying the Oklahoma flag is Cadet Alyssa Axton. The guards are Cadets Britt Pettitson and Devin Bergen. Signing our national anthem tonight are students from the American Sign Language class at Broken Arrow High School. They are Sean Brown, Sadie Brown, Kylie Solomon, Jasmine Jordan, McKenna Canby, Dawn Delancey, Hope Yellowhunt, Hannah Brazil, and the ASL Club President, Lillian Rayburn, with instructors Alicia Rupp and Matt Cooper. Now let our voices rise together as one nation under one flag and honor America by joining with the pride of Owasso in singing our national anthem, conducted tonight by Mr. Chris Harris, Director of Bands for Owasso Public Schools. Please remain standing until the colors are retired.
Well, Spav, both teams tonight coming off big wins last week. Owasso comes back off of a win against Edmond North, 41-3, and Broken Arrow comes off a huge win over Enid. What do you look when you look at last week's game? You watched it last week. What do you feel like the Broken Arrow team gained in that last game? They had a lot of people play, but coming into this game, how has that last game helped them?
Well, I tell you, the first thing what I noticed more than anything was the fact that we played a complete game, both offense, defense, and special teams. It was really unique. Things are being, the kids seems like they're bought in more. They're just playing harder. It's just really nice to see. It's just the first time I've seen that, and it's unusual because we've had a lot of injuries. And by having these injuries, it's really affected ourselves defensively especially. But, in offense, we're putting the ball in the hands of some great athletes all the time. We made a quarterback change. But you're seeing some things that are really, really effective, and we're really becoming a team right now. And we're gelling right at the right time in a new season here, which is the playoffs. And that's your goal right now, is to win your last game. That's it.
Spav, you talked a little bit about our defense looking different. You're without Dietrich Moore, a quarterback change since the first time that Owasso and Broken Arrow played. I believe that was the second or third game of the season, going to Sterling Ramsey. What's the biggest difference between the Broken Arrow team that this Owasso Ram team played earlier in the season until now?
Well, I tell you what, they've had some injuries as well too, and what I'm seeing. Defensively, I see them blitzing a lot more, which is, quite unusual what they've done in the past. He'll blitz, but not as much as normal. Sometimes you just got to be able to play some base defense somewhere down the line. They got to be real careful because Coach Blankenship is really good with the screen game, and he'll call them right at the right time. And you better be very sound in the underneath stuff. In the screen game defensively. So it's going to really play in our favor in a lot of ways. Our offense is really doing well, and with their blitzing game, if our quarterback, we can get some good quarterback play. We're getting a good quarterback play, but we've got to continue to improve at the quarterback play because he's going to have to make some really quick decisions, and just the speed of their pressures is going to really be a factor.
Spav, you're going to have to be careful whenever you use the word Coach Blankenship. There are two on the field this evening.
Father versus son, 2. This is the second meeting. So
meeting number 2.
Father got the upper hand the first time, and the son has been so focused all week. So I'm excited for him. It's going to be a really fun game, but some factors are going to really be key. We're talking about the win. In a game like this, field position is so important. I talk about field position all the time because, there's a lot of factors that can determine your field position. Your starting field position. After a kickoff, your 3 and out can affect it. Sacks can affect it. But field position is so important. But right now, the number one factor is our special teams are going to have to be really fine-tuned right now because field position is going to be affected, by the win.
I agree. Well, we'll go down to Madison and let's see about that coin toss that's happening right now.
Broken Arrow is one that doubles elected to defer to second half. Owasso will receive. Start first half. All right, go get your teams, and we're going to play.
All right, so Owasso will receive.
That was Ronnie Robinson right there. He's one of the seasoned officials in Oklahoma, and so we have a great crew tonight. They're a good crew to the fact that they're going to let these guys determine the win, determine the game, determine the flow, determine the tempo. They're going to try to really keep it in hand of the players.
Well, and we've talked about that, several times, being on the west side of the state or being in a different place and having different referees. The game can really look a lot different.
Oh yeah, You know, every game we played over there, we played 3 games on that side of the state, and every one of the games we had over 20 penalties. Actually, I think 23 penalties. And it affects the game. It affects the tempo of the game. When you throw on that many flags, I mean, there's an issue there, in my opinion. There's a point where you got to say, hey, let's let these kids determine the game and not let the officials help determine the game. Because when you ruin the flow of the game, the tempo of the game, then you're determining a lot of aspects of the game.
Spav, you talked a little bit earlier about it being almost like a new season. When you talk about the playoffs. You know, you've been a coach in 6A-1 football. Spav, what is the difference that these players feel? Even from a coaching standpoint, what does Coach Josh Blankenship feel? Is he going to feel different in his first 6A-1 playoff game as a coach?
Well, you know, the goal that I had was just win your last game. You know, I had 3 goals, 3 seasons. The first 3 games was just win 2 of your 3, your non-district, your district, win the district, and then your playoff is your 3rd season. You know, you want to win your last game. But you're right, there's a lot of aspects, but what Coach Blankenship needs to do, in which he's done a great job at, and that is just keep everything the same. Don't make this bigger than it is. I know it's a playoff game, but you got to block out all external distractions. That is such a key factor. You got to keep our emotions calm, and you got to prepare the same as if you did last week or the week before or whatever. You know, one of the first 3 games, you got to prepare the same. And if the players sense that, then they're more comfortable. But if you start hyping up by saying, hey, we got to win this game, we got to do all these things, these are things you don't do during the week, you know, of a typical game. And this is just putting added pressure on these kids. There's going to be enough pressure on these kids.
Yeah, I love that you bring in that mental aspect. You know, Spav, growing up in Broken Arrow, graduating in 07, it seemed like the Broken Arrow Tigers of that age had a mental block against Union.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And they kind of got over that hump a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be you know, schools that are on the east side seem to give a better fight, if you will. But is that mental block Owasso now?
It's huge. You know, it could be. I don't know, you know, but I wouldn't think so. I never lost to Owasso, so I really don't know. And
Spav, that brings me to my
that was a point to where I made a point to where you just don't lose to them.
I didn't go back that far into history, Spav, but can you tell me the last time that the Broken Arrow Tigers beat Owasso?
No, I can't.
It was in 2018, the state championship year. They actually beat Owasso twice, but in 2019, in 2020, in this year that we're in, they have not beat the Owasso Rams, and it's actually been a pretty sizable loss.
And you know, I think we're just as good as they are. Like I agree with you, it being a mental block, you know, because we're just as good as they are. You know, they've lost some players, we've lost some players. You know, they've got some great athletes, and we do too. Their offensive line is kind of weaker than ours, but you know, we've got some things weaker, and they've got some things weaker. So we're pretty much the same. But mentally, we got caught up in the father versus son and stuff like that.
All right, as we get set to kick, we've got Cole Adams back there for Owasso, as well as Jeray Austin, number 30. They're right about the 3-yard line, ready to receive the kick. And then for the Tigers, Hunter Martins sets up. All right, it winds up Martins and kicks a sideways flying ball that goes out of the end zone with the wind, I might add, which as we talked about before, Spav, could be a factor as that wind comes, so the Tigers getting to kick with the wind.
Yes, that is going to be a factor. It really is. Now, here's the deal: is what can be a good factor right now is a 3 and out. That changes the whole perspective of field position. We need a good series right here. We need to start fast, start early.
And kind of what you talked about, you know, that mental coming into it. I'm sure there's a lot of nerves on both sides, but getting that 3 and out of that defensive stop.
You know, and winning the trenches.
Oh, and Owasso takes the first, a handoff around the edge, and he breaks free, goes to the 40, the 45, and gets upended there. A big play on first down for the Rams.
You know, and that's that perimeter play. You knew they were going to do that. They started that out the first time against us last game. Last time we played them. They're going to attack the perimeter because their O-line is not – they're young. Their O-line is young, so they have some issues. They're getting better. But now you're putting formation in the boundary. You're empty.
And that was Cole Adams on the take, and he's going to be touching the ball quite a bit, I can assume. A little screen pass out there on first down. Grabs a few yards.
Played it well. You know, that's the whole reason of going empty is throwing it to your back in the boundary and getting – you know, making the safety come downhill to make the play.
You know, Spaff, something I noticed out there, number 12 is out there for Owasso, Mason Willingham, not who the quarterback the Tigers saw in their first meeting. It was Austin Havens.
Yeah, and they said since this guy, the change, they've said it's really helped their team a lot. They've been a little more successful.
All right, Willingham takes a shotgun snap, rolls out, throw, and throws to a man. It looks like it may hit the ground there. It's going to be an incomplete pass.
You know, running levels, you know, running a bootleg, running levels. Boot is a really sound play. You know, they ran it to the field and ran levels, which they had a flat route and a medium route and then a deep route.
Tigers give up a big play on that first series. Spav, but a big third down here. Looks like a 3rd and 9. Let's see what the Tigers can do here. Looks like a stoppage here, a timeout to the Tigers. So he must have, the coaching staff.
There's interest. He must have saw something there.
The coaching staff must have thought the same thing, trying to get that momentum going early in the game.
Right, that's right. You know, they start out with the stretch play on the outside, I guess, or the fly sweep. But we played it pretty well. The guy made a good run. We got to get. They cut a lot of our pursuit down, but we've only given up one play really right here. And so
you talked about that a little bit earlier, though, Spat. Before the game, we talked about how Owasso plays to their strengths, and we'll see them go to the outside a lot.
Yes.
Because of potentially some
because of the youth of their line,
younger players.
And I noticed on film that they're playing a lot of their D line at times on the offensive line, and that just gives them a little tougher perspective sometimes. But you're smaller. You're a smaller athlete in there, but what it does is it just gives you the ability to pull a lineman a little more effective in some situations.
So it's 3rd down and 9, Spav. What are we calling?
Well,
how about this? Give me an offensive call first. Me and my dad, we sit in the stands at Oklahoma State games, and somehow he would always, call that tight end, screen or something.
Yeah, and you could do that if you sense the blitz here. It's a good time, but you got to be able to throw vertical to help with the screen game. So, my point is I'm just going to hit something for the sticks.
All right, he starts at 3 wide receivers to the left.
Yeah, good flare.
There's a little screen that may have been behind the line there. Ooh, and a tackle missed by the Tigers, but hit, and that will be 4th down. Great stop by the Tigers, but we do have a Tiger down on the field. Looks like that's number
2 of them down.
Looks like we have Jalen Franklin down, as well as Elisha Wilson. Looks like there may have been a collision down there on the attempted tackle.
Yeah, they probably had a little collision there, but they played it very well. What they did is they motioned into the box towards the quarterback, and then they motioned him back out and threw the flare to him. And then you had 2-on-2 blocking, and then you had a safety having to come down to be that hitter.
All right, well, they're looking at those Tigers down. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break, and we'll be back here at Tiger Field in just a moment.
Just a reminder, there will come a time when they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true. Right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. The right balance.
We're Back here at Tiger Memorial Stadium here in Broken Arrow, and we took a short break. It looks like, I believe, who do we have? Jalen Franklin is still down, I believe, after a collision on a tackle. We are still in the first quarter here, 0-0, 10:49 left in the first. Owasso just getting stopped on a third down play. It'll be 4th and long. More than likely the Rams are going to be kicking. Spav, what are we looking here on offense? Is we talked a little bit about this Tiger team looking different than when Owasso first saw. What can we expect as the offense has progressed since that second game against Owasso? How are the Rams going to be looking at different? I know we have a different quarterback.
Well, and that is huge. That's a huge factor when you're a defensive coach, because I was one, and I know what it's like when you have a quarterback and run the football. It's huge, for the offense, and it's just terrible. It's nightmares for the defensive coordinator. So the advantage is we're snapping the ball to a good athlete that can run the football, and he seems to be really calm in the pocket. He's patient. He understands. He finds the holes. He knows what to do. And then, of course, with all of our other skills that we can go with it, we're doing a great job of just getting the ball in the hands of our athletes.
Yeah, it's
because
funny.
Marion is, he's incredible.
He was half the highlight reel before the game started,
then
right?
Then you got RJ. We have the threats. Now, what makes us pretty unique with Horn being our tailback and one of our top athletes, he's the best thing that's happened is if they get to the point where they're going to be blitzing a lot, well, we have a lot of issues, a lot of answers to that by using Horn in the screen game, the flare game. There's things like that to where if you're blitzing and you can give him the ball in space, their pursuit is not going to be there. They're not going to have the pursuit that they normally would have because they're putting pressure vertically. And that's just going to be to our advantage. So,
yeah, and I know Marion, I think, has been recently used in a different way than he was in the at the beginning. I know that Nate Jones was predominantly playing a lot of running back, whereas Marion has stepped in to do more of that role. So, like you said, getting the ball in your playmakers' hands. As we continue,
that's huge.
As we do continue to talk, it does look potentially like something serious down there. So our prayers go out to Jalen and the Franklin family, and I believe that's who it is. Yes, Jalen Franklin.
Let's
Madison.
Let's ask Madison what she.
Madison, anything you got down there about the injury, or just adding to the game?
Yeah, guys. Right now, it looks like they're holding his neck.
Oh gosh.
So, and the stretcher is coming out at this point. But I thought maybe earlier it was something with his ankle or his knee because they were kind of looking at that. But they are holding his neck and pulled out the flashlight and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was his knee too at first, but then of course with the stretcher coming out, that's not a good sign. So, like we said,
looks like there is some movement, and hopefully, when the stretcher comes out, it's better to be safe than sorry. So if it were to, even to be a thought of any kind of injury or something, it's always better, especially for a young man, to make sure that they are taking every precaution.
And he's always been that young man that he hits harder than his body can absorb. Actually, he's a tough kid. That's what I'm saying. And he's just tough as tough can be. And my heart goes out to him, that's for sure.
Why don't we go ahead and take one more commercial break, and we'll be back here with Owasso and Broken Arrow football.
Recently, you've had to put your life on hold, and we're with you in this. At Ascension St. John, we're now open for appointments, and we are fully prepared for your safety in our care. As we open our doors again, our doctors, nurses, and care teams will continue to wear personal protective equipment. we've taken even more steps to clean and stringently disinfect all areas. We will maintain distancing in our waiting rooms and will continue to limit visitors. And we will still screen all staff to protect their health and yours. Our emergency rooms are here 24/7. Please do not delay care. We're still delivering babies and performing surgeries. And we're open for your appointments, from specialists in surgical care to routine care and health screenings. Ask us about virtual visits. Ascension St. John continues to care for you, as we have been for almost a century. Thank you for trusting us.
And we're back here at Tiger Memorial Stadium here in Broken Arrow for some playoff football. As the Broken Arrow Tigers take on the Owasso Rams. We are still in the first quarter, 10 minutes and 49 seconds to go. We've taken a break as Javion Franklin looks to be carted off the field. Or Jalen Franklin, check that. Jalen Franklin, brother of Javion Franklin. We are, luckily, it looks like we're seeing some movement. We've both sides of the stands are clapping as he's getting taken off, and so again, our prayers go out to him.
Absolutely.
And hopefully a minor injury, just taking precautions. So
yes.
And Madison, just something to note again is that Javion Franklin, the brother of Jalen Franklin, is still in this game. So I can't imagine not knowing the state of how your brother's doing, and still going out there and playing it. And Spav, that's I'm sure in your years of coaching, when you have a break like this, we talked about rhythm earlier, and especially when it's one of your own players. How do you get back in the game? How do you get back in the rhythm?
It's tough. You just gotta bring the kids together and just say, hey, our prayers are with him, and what would he want us to do? He'd want us to go out and win this game, and just like we practiced all week to do. So, these kids are going to do that. These kids have really have matured a lot over the last few games, and it's tough. It's tough. You can't get over it, but you can fight for it.
All right, it is 4th down for the Owasso Rams. It looks like they will choose to punt. And the punter stands at his own 38-yard line. I believe that's Jake Adams. The Tigers have 2 back, and they let it hit the ground. I'm sure that's probably Robert Spears, Jennings, and Marion Horn back there. Yeah. I can only guess. All right, and so the Tigers offense will take the field for the first time, as the Owasso Rams defense looks to be getting juiced over there with their student section. And check that, back there was Alexander Harris, number 3, for that punt return. All right, Sterling Ramsey comes in as quarterback and sets up. Looks like Marion Horn there in the backfield with him, a wide receiver to either side. He hands off to Horn, I believe, there on the right side. Goes for a few yards.
Yeah, running a stretch play, and that's our bread and butter. But what's kind of unique, you saw both tight ends shift and then shift back. That was kind of interesting. So now this is an interesting formation right here.
Everybody's bunched up there in the middle.
Squeezing it down.
And one wide receiver breaks out. Josh McMillan breaks out to the left. Again, both of the tight ends shifting over. Ramsey takes
counter. Quarterback counter.
Ramsey takes it himself, goes to the 30, the 35, the 40, 45, 50. He's break free. He's got some room. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. That's a Tiger TD. Come on.
Absolutely. I tell you what, there was so many smoke and mirrors going on that formation. That was unbelievable.
I don't know what smoke and mirrors you saw, Spav. All I saw was Sterling Ramsey break one free on the near sideline. How many men did he make miss? 3 or 4?
Oh, yeah. And right there at the end at the 10-yard line. I thought the one player was going to get him and just almost tripped him up, but he fought through it.
And that's the kind of play that's going to propel your team to get the momentum on their side, and exactly what the Tigers needed after one of their own gets carted off the field.
But what was so interesting about it, here, let's see what they're going to get. what was so interesting about it, they had a lot of the smoke and mirror. Let's see if they make this extra point here.
All right, the Tigers set up, snaps good, ball's down. It's
Perfect.
a low kick, but it is good.
Perfect. Well, what was interesting is they squeezed the formation. They had everybody squeezed into a tight box. And then they scattered the wide receivers out wide. And then they moved the tight ends over twice. And then they ran a counter back. It was unbelievable, all the things that were happening. And we ran our two plays that we do tremendously well. We run the stretch and we run the counter and we score on that counter. The quarterback counter too.
Earlier in the season, we talked about there are times teams will come out and have a set number of plays. Like I'm running play X, Y, and Z because I want to see how you're going to set up.
Exactly.
Is the playoffs the same way?
Oh yeah, everything's got to be the same. Because here's the thing: is people are practicing things that they don't show it until they get to the playoffs. You know, why show something with Enid when you win big that you can surprise them with, you know, your first round in the playoffs? See, here you got to win or go home.
Leave it all out on the field. I love it. Well, the Tiger fans are just settling back in after standing up after that Sterling Ramsey touchdown. I don't know how many yards it was, but it was over half the field.
Oh, we got it.
Now, on that play, folks, if you missed it, it was an onside kick, squibbed right up the middle, and the Tigers have received it, or at least they're running off the field like they have. They're keeping the momentum, getting the ball back. I think they know how important it is, especially on a team that beat them 42-3 in the regular season.
That was great. What a great timing. I tell you what, Coach Blanchard's just putting everything out on this game. He's just throwing it out. I mean, what a great call and decision there. And what great field position. See, here's where the field position takes place. You're starting field positions on the plus 48.
We talked about that earlier, field position being so important. The Tigers start on the Rams 48 with a first down and 10 here. Ramsey fumbles the ball. He falls back on top of it, though, so that'll be a couple-yard loss there for the Tigers. So it'll be second down and probably around
and see,
like
these little losses like that, they add up because you have to be efficient on first down.
All right, Ramsey takes that one, hands it off to Marion Horn, and gets tackled, almost jumped on by the Owasso Rams.
Seems like something was confusing there. I think it's like they were confused.
That's number 2 on the tackle, Chris McClellan.
See, now this is hard to convert. It's a third down, hard to convert because we weren't efficient on.
Third and long, 3rd and 13. The wide receivers have 3 wide, 2 to the left, 1 to the near side here. Oh, and I'm being told that McClellan is a top prospect, the Ram who just made that that tackle. Looks like we had a false start on the Tigers, so that'll be back 5 more. That'll back it up to 3rd and 18.
Well, the good thing is we're with the win, but because we have a good punting game, but this is just so hard to convert. These games, you can't have these things.
Spav, you've got the momentum. It's 3rd and 18. Are we looking for a safe play here from the Tiger offense?
Oh, yeah. Get the ball in the athlete in space and let him wiggle and do his thing.
All right,
You'd be surprised what can happen.
Tigers set up 4 wide. Ramsey looks right, looks for a quick little screen there to number 2. The ball comes free. It looks like a Tiger lineman jumps on top of that one.
You know, that's several fumbles. It must be tough hanging on to the football out there. It must be a little chillier than at least we anticipate, you know.
Well, you know, when they were warming up, Spav, I went down there for a few minutes and took on the cold air. But even on some punt return practices, that ball or my hands they've been maybe a little bit brittle, but I saw a few guys drop some of those. The ball comes back and the punt is a low punt, end over end, but squibs down there to about the 20. I thought it may have hit an Owasso Ram on the way there.
No, it's close, but I thought it was going. I thought he was going to kick our guys.
Well, the Rams put some pretty good pressure on that punt. He had some room, but there were men in his face.
But here's what's interesting in the 3 possessions so far is they took over on the 20, we took over on the 19, and now they're taking over on the 21. So field position has not really been a factor, and that's been pretty good. That's now how you can get field position, change it, is getting a 3 and out right here.
All right, the Rams set up here. And they go
great D.
Quick to the left there. I believe that's to Overstreet, and he gets tackled for a gain of 1 on the play. Oh, Emery Neely on that run. We'll go down to Madison Dillon and check in down there on the sideline. Madison, what do you got for us?
Yeah, guys, I was able to listen into the offensive line huddle, and coach was saying just catch your breath, slow your breathing down, because, you know, runs like what Sterling just showed us don't happen without the men in the trenches, guys.
Right.
I love it, and as you can hear, a lot of yelling going down there as Williamson throws to the right and is met quickly by a Tiger, but not pulled down. R.J. Spears first on the attack as the Tigers send the Rams back for a loss on that play.
That's excellent football right there. I mean, I'm telling you, he broke through all kinds of people to make that play. Well, I tell you what, I've got 2 people I got to say. Mad Dog and Bubba are listening in to us down in Texas, so we're all ready to go.
Got some national viewers there as Willingham takes a keep there, and he is 99 for the Tigers on the stop. That's Julius McVeigh bringing the heat. Now, that'll be another 4th down. Spav, we talked about it earlier, defense being the key before the game.
Right.
So far, the defense has been there.
Well, I tell you what, with this 3 and out here, yeah, you're right, absolutely. We've been playing excellent football here. Well, with this heavy wind, we have a chance of getting the ball inside the 50-yard line.
Need to take advantage of those punts when they're coming against the wind as the punter takes the ball. And it is a high kick and goes very short. Hits once on the 35, bounces one more time as a Ram touches it there, I believe, on what the 37-yard line. Some great
Plus
field
37.
position.
Oh, that's excellent. I mean, I was thinking we'd probably get it inside the 50 maybe, but not the 37. That was just a poor punt on their part.
I would imagine when you have the wind like that, Spav, is there a technique to maybe putting it a little lower trajectory so it's
absolutely.
not picked up?
Absolutely. You got to hold the ball lower so it gets on your foot, because a lot of times what happens is if you hold the ball high and you drop it, the wind wavers the drop, and therefore it doesn't get on your foot properly.
All right, the Tigers come out again 3 wide. Check
empty.
That 4 wide, empty backfield. Ramsey takes it, runs up the middle there.
See, that's the advantage of having a quarterback run the football. They did a good job defensively, but they're going to have to play the pass on this too as well. When you sit there and play the run, it's okay.
It looks like Nate Jones in there
running
back.
Quarterback draw.
All right, he takes it, fakes to Nate Jones, looks deep, throws to the near side. It's a deep ball to R.J. Spears. I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, there is a flag. That'll be pass interference.
Yes, there was some contact there.
I'll tell you what, I might put a little contact on Robert Spears-Jennings if I was playing cornerback over there too. I don't think there was a safety over the top. It was just he and R.J.
Right. But he was getting a little handsy with him.
So that'll bring up another 1st down.
It's going to be 1st down.
This is great. Okay, now having a 1st down going into the red zone is perfect. This is exactly what we need. So you're on the 21-yard line. We're in the red zone. Now the idea here is just get a 1st down, because all your vertical shots are not kind of limited now.
The Tigers set up quickly. Ramsey hands off.
Look at that.
I believe that was to Horn.
You get a 5-yard gain on that. That's excellent.
They set up quick, Spav. As soon as that ball was dropped down by the referee, the Tigers are looking to keep that tempo up. Nate Jones checks back in. And what does that mean? Horn split out there to the left. All right, so Jones and Horn of the game. 2 wide receivers to the right. Ramsey takes the shotgun snap, drops back, looks right. He's got some pressure. He tries to sink up in, and he gets sacked for a loss.
We were trying to sneak the back out in a route, and their linebacker picked it up and hammered him at the line of scrimmage. So You know, we had a good decision. What he was trying to do is sneak that back out. Very good play. But what's happened now is you got to, when you get in the red zone, you can't, in a game like this, you can't get too fancy sometimes. Sometimes that backfires on you. You have to really try to get first downs. That's the key.
As Horn comes out of the game, 4 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's 3rd and 16, another long 3rd down as the Tigers break the huddle and set up quickly. Ramsey calls for the snap, looks back, throws deep. That looks like it's going to be overthrown, and not a lot of contact. Looks like that ball may have been overthrown quite a bit.
Well, we max protected there so he could have time to throw the football, but they collapsed the pocket pretty well. They collapsed it with their D-line. Their D-line is pretty effective, and by doing that, put a lot of pressure on him. Made him throw a little sooner than he wanted to.
All right, the field goal unit will come out on the field. I believe that's Hunter Martin. It's a 43-yarder. It's a fake. I believe that's Austin Newell who throws. It's caught at the 13. He's tackled right there at the 12. 11-yard line.
Oh, this is going to be close now.
Where are they going to mark it?
Oh, they gave him a first.
And the referee signals first down, folks. That was a close one. A close one. That was all about the spot.
Have we not seen everything in the kitchen sink already? I mean, this is awesome. We see an onside kick.
If you've got a friend that's not tuned in, Spav, now's the time.
Oh, this is great football here. See, I'm sitting there wondering, where's the other guy? I couldn't figure out because they only had one wing.
The Rams take a timeout to think this one over. Spav, what are you thinking here as Coach Blankenship Sr.? You've seen all the things you just talked about, onside kick, a fake field goal. Those are things you see maybe once in a season. And
that was unique because, you know, they had the one wing. They didn't have the two wings. But a lot of teams put another tight end on that side and just have the wing on the other side just to make the edge further out, you know. And so I was thinking, that's what we're doing.
Where did he line up there, Spav?
He was hidden on the sideline, right by the coach.
So I guess they just kind of have maybe
they lost sight of him.
I was about to say, do they have a thing like whether Owasso, if Owasso doesn't see him, then hey, we go for it. If not, you kick it, kind of a thing, or
no? It was just designed to that. Probably he's going to have to, or he could probably call him in if they found him.
I see.
Call him in and then have him line up and then go ahead and kick it, or call timeout. You know, one of the others. But
well, fortunately, we didn't have to do either of those because it was a complete pass. That was a before the season started, I believe Austin Newell may have been the starting quarterback, so with some throwing experience.
Now we're muddling the huddle here and doing some things. There's your stretch.
Ramsey hands off there to Horn. Horn gets around one tackle, probably gets a gain about 5 yards there. Had made a good cut there at the first, but and I guess 5 yards on a first down, you can't ask for much more than that.
No, that's perfect. And here's what we got to do is no negative yards now. No negative yards. Get some positive yardage here.
Ramsey sets up three wide to his right. Hands off to Horn again. He stays on his feet, pushes through with his Tiger touchdown. Horn pushes through, will not be brought down.
Yeah. I tell you what, this is key. You know, things that I knew our offense would be pretty good. But I tell you what, what's really outstanding is our defense right now. Our defense is what helped cause a lot of this stuff here. And then having the aggressive play calling of Coach Blankenship. Impressive.
Well, I can only imagine it helps keep your momentum up when you do a trick play and it works. When you do an onside kick and it works, and then you can convert and get 6. As the Tigers put one through to make it 14-0, 3:42 left here in the first quarter as the Tigers lead the Owasso Rams. As you said, Spav, the defense has really been what's showing up, and then just individual effort on the offense and some quick play calling.
Absolutely. Well, they're guessing now on defense. They're now going into panic mode, which I know those coaches very well. Panic mode means they're going to start pressuring, blitzing, doing things, and then Coach Langston's going to start screening, doing things that are really going to make them pay for what they're doing.
Now, Spav, couple weeks ago, I got an opportunity to watch a little bit of Owasso play Mustang, and what I can tell you is that offense can score quick.
Yes.
I think I saw them. I tuned in with about
there's no doubt.
4 or 5 minutes left in the fourth, and they scored 21 points like that.
Because their skill players are some of the best around. They have great skill players at the wide receivers, the running backs, the DBs. They got some great skill players. But I tell you what, I thought determined this game was the fact that we start quick and fast, and that's what we've done. That's huge because now we're taking them out of their whole game plan, their whole thinking.
As Hunter Martins kicks again with the win, and it's a deep one, hits the tee, and rolls up behind the end line.
See, they've been starting, their starting field position has been on the 20-yard line all the time. And if you think about our last one was on the 37, the plus 37, think of the difference there. That's hidden yardage people don't think about. That hidden yardage is field position, and that field position is what wins you games.
It's about 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first, and the Rams have yet to complete a pass. They have 0 passing yards currently. All right, as the Rams set up, moving 2 tight ends to the right. Willingham in the backfield. He'll take the shotgun snap. He'll hand it off.
Right.
Around the corner. Number 4 will get tackled quickly.
See, this is their bread and butter stuff. Unbalance the line and then bring a wide receiver over and carry the football, on that fly sweep. That's their bread and butter stuff, and we just nailed it for a no gain. That's excellent football.
Overstreet on the carry and Javion Franklin on the tackle. Again, Willingham sets up, and he's got 3 wideouts to the right, but he takes it himself up the middle and tackled for a 2-yard gain. They're on 2nd down, so that'll bring up, I believe, about 3rd and 8. Again, another long 3rd down. So besides that big play the Rams had, they've been held to hardly any offense.
And they're trying to do a lot of things too. I mean, formation-wise, they're jump shifting, trading, motioning.
As the crowd's in it, they're rumbling in the stands. Willingham takes the shotgun snap, drops back, looks right. No one open, continues to look, makes a quick throw, and it's on the money. Looks like it'll be enough for a 1st down for the Rams.
What a great decision there. He had plenty of time to throw, had max protection in there, which they need to. Now they're just waiting for that open route. But what we did, and the reason they had so much time is we just blitzed. I mean, we didn't blitz. We brought 3. And they were in coverage. They were in coverage.
Flag on the field here. It will be against Broken Arrow. Maybe not enough men on the field. I see one more Tiger jumping out there on the field. So someone must have lined up in the neutral zone there for the Tigers.
Yeah.
That'll make it 1st and 5 for the Rams, and that's not what you want to start out the 1st down.
Well, that conversion hurt us right there, but that's okay. Let's just go. See, they're doing a lot of the freeze count, and that freeze count, they're just going set hut, and then forcing you to come off the line of scrimmage.
Willingham tries to hand off to Neely, or maybe couldn't decide, and fumbles the ball and falls on it. Loss of 5 on the play. So that'll bring it back.
2nd and 10. Though.
2nd and 10. We're back where we started. Not sure if there was a RPO going there, or
but
just
see how huge these plays are when you make a mistake like that. It's huge in a game like this.
Tigers show pressure on 2nd down, but they back off. Willingham tosses to his right, nowhere to go, and the Rams are taken back. That's a tackle for loss. Cole Adams tackled in the backfield, and he's one of those main playmakers who can make or break you.
Well, I tell you what, they're bread and butter. You could tell it's coming. We come off the edge real quick on that. We knew what it was going to be.
That's Reese Lucas on the tackle for loss for the Tigers.
When all you can do is run on the perimeter, I mean, you can only run the perimeter or throw on the perimeter, then you've limited your opportunities here.
This is the another 3rd down and over 15. It's 3rd and 20 as Willingham's running for his life around the edge. Almost goes out of bounds and throws one into the stands there.
Now look, we're putting against the wind now. Perfect. You're on like the 23-yard line. You got to punt. Last time he shanked the punt. We get the ball on 37. What we're hoping here is we'll get the ball inside the 50.
Yeah, so the Tigers defense putting the Owasso Rams with another 3rd and long and then 4th and long, setting him up for good field position. The Tigers dropped 2 back for the punt return here.
Well, their bread and butter we are really stopping their bread and butter plays.
Looks like it's going over here to Spears. Nope, Spears Jennings acted like he was getting it, but it went over to the far side over there, and the Rams touch it right around the 50. And that's where the Broken Arrow Tigers offense will take over with 1:10 left in the first.
See, they have yet to start, past the 20, really. So, you think of all of our yardage now. We're on the 50, the plus 50, the plus 37. There's so much hidden yardage there at field position. So when you can start on the 50-yard line in a game like this, you want at least 2 times inside the 50, and we've got it already in the first quarter.
All right, the Tigers again up 14-0, 1st and 10 from the 50. Going left to right with the wind here. Ramsey starts in the backfield. He moves 2 tight ends over to the left. He hands off to Marion Horn. He goes around the left side, almost breaks free. Looks like a gain of about 6 on that first down play.
And running that stretch play, you see how we're moving those tight ends that are off the line of scrimmage. They're just like 2 fullbacks. We're moving them left and right. And
that's been bread and butter the whole year.
Absolutely.
Stretch play.
And that's hard. Look at those 2 big tight ends blocking.
The Tigers set up, I believe, 2nd and 4.
But then once you overplay it, they're going to counter you backside. See, now they're just splitting here and running a counter.
Ramsey hands off to Horn there.
I think we had confusion on one of the tight ends here. Should have been blocking out, and because they're running counter back into, which is what you want to see. The counter is a great play. So but here it's 3rd and 5, and it's still it's easy to convert these more than those 3rd and 15s,
No gain. Robert Spears Jennings over to our near side. Another wide out to the left. Ramsey hands off late, does a little draw play to Horn. He goes to the 30, 25, 20, makes the move, goes down there about at the 8-yard line.
What a great call, draw. What a great call.
13 on the stop for the Rams.
He broke a couple of tackles, but gosh, just the call itself was an impressive call. A draw on 3rd and 5.
13 yards, but that'll conclude our first quarter. And when we come back, the Tigers will take over and switch sides of the field on the Owasso Rams 13. We're here with Tiger Football Playoff Edition. We'll be right back after this commercial.
For families who like to build their wealth while staying liquid, we have flexible rate CDs to keep your funds working hard, even when you're not. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. The right balance.
Meet Andrea, a member at TTCU Federal Credit Union.
Hi.
Andrea is one busy person. The last thing she needs is her finances holding her back.
Since I've joined TTCU, I've been able to save even more money. I'm building my emergency fund, and I watch my credit score like a hawk. Thanks for everything, TTCU.
Join Andrea and become a member at TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Merrick. I have Chance Merrick in my yearbook class, and he's one of our offensive linemen. And he was telling me that the whole mentality of the team is we're 0-0, so we're going to go out there and fight.
That's good,
guys.
That's good.
And I apologize if you heard nothing because I didn't have the program mic turned up. But that was Madison Dildine down on the sidelines. Tell us about the energy of the Tigers
screen.
As Ramsey drops back under pressure and. Little extracurricular. Looks like the Owasso Ram hit Nate Jones a little late there after the play was already called dead. So that'll be a bad play turned into a good one because of an Owasso Ram penalty. Again, we're at the start of the second quarter, 14-0 here at Tiger Memorial Stadium, where the Tigers were starting on the Owasso Rams 13, but they'll get to move a little bit closer after that personal foul.
Well, they're losing their minds, just what we're talking about. See, they're down 14-0. They were coming in here thinking they're going to just hammer us like they did last time, but that's not happening.
After the play was over, we have personal foul. The defense. It'll be second down after half the distance to the goal.
And there you have it, half the distance to the goal.
Yeah.
All right, and Ramsey sets up there right around the 7-yard line. Ramsey hands off there to Horn up the middle.
Cut.
He cuts back and forth. There is a flag on the play
man.
as Marion Horn walks into the end zone. What do you see there, Spab? Probably in the area of the hold.
Holding, yes.
It was the same play it looks like they scored on last time.
It was. It was a zone play. Just running the zone play in there.
It looks like the referee's talking to, I believe, Robert Spears Jennings. He may have been the one to hold. Let's see.
Still second down, 10 yards, so gosh.
Tough break for the Tigers there.
Yeah, you score. We're going to have to score twice here.
That'll take it back to second down.
Mm-hmm.
Second down to some distance here. Looks like around the 16. I'll tell you, Adam Hildebrand, he does some math out there. He did some good guessing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ramsey takes that, fakes the handoff, throws just a little outside of
too quick on it. Just trying to get too quick on it. Needed time for it to develop, and we just couldn't quite get it there.
Yep, just a little over the head. Was that Josh Wilhite out there on the edge?
Well, I think so. That's what we wanted, is to have a tight end out there blocking and throwing it to a tight end.
All right, Marion Horn splits out to the right. Ramsey drops back with an empty backfield, throws down the middle high, looking for Marion on that play. Two Owasso Ram defenders in the area. Both the safeties were hanging out around by him.
Yeah, and that was that was an individual route. That was the route he was going to. And he sat there patiently and waited for it, but then, of course, it was covered.
All right, and the Tigers will set up for a 34-yard kick here. The snap is down, the kick is up, and against the wind.
Oh, he must have pulled it just a little bit.
It is no good. It was hard to see from up here.
Mm-hmm.
But it had
That's his first miss of the year.
It had the distance. Oh, that'll turn the ball over to the Owasso Rams. But yet again, Spav, field position is still there.
Absolutely. They haven't done anything to us offensively. Our defense is playing very well.
Total offensive yards for the Rams is 28 to Broken Arrow's 137. Spav, we're in the second quarter, and the Rams have a total of 1 passing yard.
I know, isn't that crazy? Well, they only have a total of 28 yards, and that was on one play, basically.
All right, as Willingham takes the snap.
That's on the wheel route.
And there's a man wide open, but he underthrows him. If he would have thrown that in stride, Spav, he may have been gone.
Yeah, it was touchdown. Now, see, what they're doing is they're bringing that receiver across the formation like they do all the time, but this time they wheeled him around the corner there, and he was wide open. We didn't pick that up.
Ronnie Thomas on the catch there for the Rams as he lines up on the near side this time. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Willingham with 1 in the backfield. He checks down on the play here as the Rams.
We're showing pressure here, so.
First down and 10 from their own 43. There he goes around the outside. Number 6, I believe that's Emery.
Number 6, Derek Overstreet.
Oh, Overstreet on the run on the far side there.
That was a good play. That was a tough run because he had to make a great run there when he parted in there because he had a lot of people were trying to arm tackle him.
As the Owasso offense gets going, another first down. Overstreet in the backfield with Willingham sets a wide receiver in motion.
Corner blitz off the edge.
Ooh, and hit as he throws, and the Ball is bobbled and dropped by number 3 for the Rams. But it was there, and the quarterback paid for that one.
But he made a good throw on it. Should have been caught. But, boy, that was I tell you what, it was a great corner blitz because, you know, the back stepped up. You know, they were max protecting. The back stepped up, and he wiggled him. He just put a little juke on him and hit that quarterback hard.
All right, Willingham in the background, 2 to either side. Sets 1 in motion. I can only imagine that's Cole Adams looking for the fake there. The wide receiver breaks free, and he catches it and steps out of bounds right about the 3.
The quarterback took another hit now.
As Willingham gets up slowly and is helped up by a teammate.
What a great ball, putting air underneath the ball. Just throwing it up nice and high, putting air in the ball, giving the receiver a chance to catch the football. It's just a great play by the quarterback.
Yeah, I think that may have been Thomas again on the catch, but he had 2 steps on both of the Tiger DBs on that play.
Now we're seeing kind of a different, you know, you mentioned this earlier, but we're seeing a different Owasso offense right now. I mean, you can see how they're tougher now. They're playing tougher.
All right, the Rams for the first time in the Tiger red zone. Willingham sets up in the shotgun on the Tiger 3. Moving 2 tight ends to the left with Cole Adams to the left, but they run up the middle, Overstreet up the middle, and that's an Owasso touchdown.
That's a pretty neat play. You know, you're running the motion across, and then everybody is shifting over with all those tight ends, and then all of a sudden they're running the zone and cutting it right back in there. It's a great play.
You know, Spav, we talked about key players. Something I'm noticing is when you have someone like Cole Adams, who is a guy who touches the ball a lot, scores a lot, they're throwing a lot of smoke and mirrors to him.
Absolutely.
And maybe taking the eye of a linebacker or safety to drag him around.
No doubt. You've got to honor him no matter what no matter what he does, what happens. You've got to honor him.
Some pressure on that kick, but it is up and good. That makes it 14-7.
This is how valuable it was, you know, having that penalty. And, you know, we had the ball on the 5-yard line basically, and then we ended up with nothing. So you have to have points every time you make it into the red zone. You have to. You have to average 3.5 points a game when you get into the red zone. 3.5 points per trip into the red zone. You have to average that. So field goals are not always the answer. Field goals is kind of, you know, if you're accepting field goals, it's really a losing mentality. You have to really score 3.5 points in time red zone. But we came out with nothing then, and that can backfire on you pretty quick.
Well, again, 10-28 in the second quarter here. Tigers scoring all their 14 points there in the first, and they'll be receiving a kick for the first time in the game today. Again, the Rams with the wind this time as they kick off.
Yeah, the wind seems to die down a little bit. I don't see the flags moving as much, but it's still moving. I think the biggest factor that can happen in a game like this is you're not going to drink enough fluids. It's cold. It's cold, so you don't feel like you need to drink as much, and usually you get a lot of cramps because of that.
We talked about that a lot last year. I remember you saying that when it's hot, you drink in, and whenever it's cold, you don't think about it as much. That rolls over to Robert Spears Jennings' side as he takes the ball. He looks and he throws a lateral across the field as the Tiger takes it to the 20, the 25, the 30. They're pulling out all the stops today, Spav.
Oh, there could be a flag there now.
Possibly a late hit there. Looks like the referee isn't calling anything, but over there on the Tigers sideline, you never know. It's playoff season.
We're pulling I know, that's awesome. Man, this is about every trick you can think of.
And I think that was thrown over there to Alexander Harris on the other side, number 3, I believe. I'm surprised when you take it out of Robert Spears Jennings' hands, but that's probably the same thing the Rams were thinking.
Well, that's that little freshman kid, isn't it? That little freshman kid can run now. He's probably one of the fastest players out there.
I have Harris, if that's him, listed as a junior, but who knows, Spav. All right, Sterling Ramsey.
There's the wheel.
He takes a shotgun snap as Robert Spears Jennings is or no, that's Marion Horn almost. Madison Dildon coming in clutch, as she tells us that is number 3 Barnett, and he is indeed a freshman. Thank you, Madison.
He's a stud too. I've seen that cat run. He can run. He's probably the fastest player on the field out there. Trying the wheel route, and they picked it up. So 2nd and 10. Great job.
Oh, and he's still on his feet. Horn for a gain of about 9 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and short.
God, don't you? He can make. Here we go. Tempo now.
As the Tigers set up quickly.
Yeah, 3rd and 1.
Ramsey taking the shotgun snap. Marion Horn in the backfield. Horn takes it again easily, gets the first down and more. 50, 45, 40. Gets knocked out of bounds right at about the 36 with the flag on the play.
God, is he just smooth? You see how he glided in there? He's just a smooth running back.
And that's holding on the offense.
Golly, there's the tempo again. He gets the football there, and your tempo, and he gets the football. And what's interesting, he just sits there and glides, and he can find the open hole better than any player out there. He is just an amazing young man. Texas Tech is getting a heck of a player on him.
Let's see where the referees mark it, if this will still be a first down because the holding occurred after. Nope. Let's see what they.
It's going to be. Oh, it's the same down, 3rd and 1.
As the referees say, we'll replay 3rd down, so it's 3rd down and 1 because of that holding call. 2nd quarter with 9:48 left.
I don't think Coach Blankenship's kind of wanting what's happening here. He doesn't understand.
I'm glad it's not just me. These high school rules sometimes get me. All right, the Tigers huddle up here. Let's see if they get a.
Yeah, we went heavy, and now they're bringing heavy in.
Let's see if they break the huddle quickly. The center lines up for the Tigers there.
See, that's that muddle huddle, and I love it.
They go quick. A direct snap to Nate Jones. And he breaks it for a first down and more.
God,
to
that's a great play. Counter
46 yard.
Running a counter play on it. See, we muddled it, and we were unbalanced. And now you have to try to figure out how to line up within a few seconds. And then we counter back away, and it was just, God, great play.
And the Tigers set up again, 1st down and 10 in Owasso territory. He throws that pass high again over the head of Robert Spears-Jennings.
Now, that's kind of borderline, too, hitting a little late, too, but.
Yeah, you wonder if that would have been a little bit lower if RJ could run into that and maybe break away from a defender.
Well, they're playing man on the edges, so.
All right, Ramsey takes the shotgun snap, does decide to hand it off to Marion Horn. Marion makes a move, goes to the 40, to the 35. We got flags flying everywhere.
God, what's those flags for?
It's in the area of holding, but we'll see.
I must be blind today. I better get the binoculars out because I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble finding the holding.
I'm just watching Marion, seeing who he jukes out.
I know. The kid's incredible. He's making some just unbelievable runs right now. And the play calling is just excellent, too. Excellent play calling.
Ramsey sets up in shotgun. Nate Jones lined up behind him. He hands off to Jones. Jones stutters and goes for a gain of about 4, just a little bit past the original line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 9.
McMillan far out to the far side there. Spears-Jennings joins him as well as Stieber over there on the far side. So three wide to the right. Nate Jones in the backfield alongside Ramsey. Ramsey takes the snap as the Rams have pressure and the ball is batted down. And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Tigers. Spav, you're in Owasso territory.
Well,
do you punt it. Looks like that's what the Tigers will do.
Yeah, I would punt it because field position is important. You don't want to give them the ball because you're going to have to throw the football. You know, 4th down and long, you have to throw it. So in this situation, pin them down deep. Let our defense play.
Garrett Lynch back for the punt, but we see another flag there. I see an Owasso player pointing towards the Tigers, and so does the referee. It looks like that'll be a false start and send him back 5 more yards. Still 4th down here. 8:22 left in the first. The Tigers continue to lead 14-7. Cole Adams back to receive for the Rams, standing right about his own 18-yard line.
The kid's everywhere, isn't he?
Lynch takes the snap, kicks a high, wobbly punt that looks to drop right about the 35, bounces back towards Broken Arrow, and it'll be caught right about the 40-yard line, and that's where the Rams will start their own 40.
Yeah.
Best field position of the night.
Yeah, well, the bounce, just, you know, and that's punting against the wind. That's what wind does. I mean, wind is just a big factor in these games.
That's when you're supposed to bring in your Australian rugby punter who runs around the sides, Spav. We need to bring in someone like that, have a foreign exchange student or something.
I know.
All right, the Rams are back on 0 here. Willingham still in the game there. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left. As a receiver takes it across, the number 30 takes it for a gain of about 5. That's Austin on the carry, the little jet sweep play there from the wide receiver position.
Great tackle, though. It's a great tackle on us by Javion. He made a great tackle.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Rams. Rams are going pretty slow here. No tempo for them.
No, there's plenty of time for them. They just.
Willingham takes a high snap, bobbles it, catches it again, throws behind the receiver again, another bobble, but he catches it and down at the 40-yard line. Great catch.
God, we got another player down.
There is a Tiger down in the field.
No, that's Banning.
Mitchell Banning, a key player on that Tigers defense, always in the face of a quarterback.
This kid's unbelievable on the front. This kid's everywhere on the front. That's huge.
You know, Spav, I went to a practice a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if this is a normal thing to do, but it was the last, you know, of a Wednesday practice, the last, 15 minutes of like a silent practice, and the last thing they did was practice positions. It's Banning goes out, who comes in?
Oh, yeah.
You know, how important is that just for the lack of confusion, in a game to know that, hey, this is who's coming in and you need to be ready at the drop of a pin?
Oh, excuse me. What's important about that, you do that on special teams too. So-and-so's injured, you go, because when you see these things is it makes the players alert during the game. You have to be alert, and there's nothing worse when you have to go chase it down.
Fortunately, it looks like Banning is gingerly coming off with the help. Hopefully he is all right. Maybe he can get taped up if he's okay and come back in the game. We'll see. But luckily he is on his feet and walking over the sideline.
That's not looking very good, though, does it? God, he's such a huge player.
2 key players out for the Tigers. Jalen Franklin out for the game as Mitchell Banning comes off the field as well. Owasso back on offense, 1st down. Willingham drops back. Looks right, has some pressure. Stiff arms a man, throws down the middle. Oh, picked off! Picked off by the Tigers. Javion Franklin.
Yes.
Javion Franklin making the play. What a catch.
Golly. He was throwing in the crowd, too. We had everything covered. And then he makes a huge play.
Throwing in the crowd, and then Javion leaped in front of that wide receiver just in time, bobbled it for a second, and came down with the ball. What a big break for the Tigers.
Oh, we needed that defensively. Not only do we have a couple of great athletes out to begin with, Dietrich Moore, you know, those. And now you lose 2 more here that are high-profile athletes.
Tigers start at their own 28. First down and 10. They get started quickly. Ramsey takes it himself up the middle, jukes a few men, goes up for a gain of about 2 on that first down play.
Well, they got to be careful because, you know, we had a motion man coming up wide and high, and they didn't honor it. So, you know, the coaches have seen that.
McMillan out there as the far receiver. As Ramsey takes another snap here. He looks left, throws to R.J. Spears. R.J. stiff arms a man and goes down at the 42-yard line.
First down.
That's a big hand going in your face, Spav. I'll tell you, and there's a flag that may be on Blankenship on that play.
Yeah.
So that may have been on R.J. Spears for a face mask. Maybe he gripped that helmet of the Owasso player a little harder than I thought. Let's see.
We're getting some really foolish penalties now.
That was a late call, though.
Yeah. Let me hear what it is.
Let's go down to the field and see what they're calling here. Looks like one of the referees is talking to Coach Blankenship there.
We have a sideline warning. Sideline warning. No mark off.
Okay, so sideline warning. So
that's why it was a little bit late.
Yeah, we're getting.
I think Josh Blankenship may have had a few words for the referee after a play, maybe a late hit or something he felt was a little bit extracurricular there with the Owasso Ram defender on R.J. Spears.
I thought it was Madison on the field.
As the Tigers hand off to Marion Horn, and he goes nowhere. Madison,
great coverage.
Did you hear anything down there on the last sideline warning?
I didn't hear anything, but Josh was fired up and took off towards RJ, but I don't know what was said.
I thought it was you, Madison.
Oh my gosh.
I thought you were on the field.
No.
All right. As the Tigers look to the sideline.
You know, I was coaching in the state championship game, and I get a sideline warning on the side. It was our superintendent. He was on the field.
As R.J. Spears catches another pass. Looks like he may have stepped out there. That's just for a gain of about 5, I believe, maybe 6. And that'll bring
great.
Third down and medium.
And 4, so I mean, what a great, we can convert this very easily.
The DB on R.J. Spears over here, you know, plays 8 yards off. He could probably have the 4 on a quick slant here if he wanted it. Let's see what the Tigers decide to do here on third down and short. Ramsey, I believe, has a Horn go for a short little screen. He takes it, and he has the first. Oh, maybe.
It's going to be close.
Let's see where he marks him off at.
Looks like it's going to be half a yard short. Oh, God. I mean, that's a yard short now.
The Tiger offense is thinking about staying on the field. Maybe they might do a pooch punt here or something. Looks like they're going to do a little muddle huddle again there, Spav, and jump up real quick. Maybe try to do a freeze count here or something.
Oh, something. Timeout.
Timeout by Owasso. A smart play there as the Tigers were lined up quickly.
And see, that's tough because this time they ran the unbalanced to the other side from the previous time. So it's tough. You got to line up quick. And the way we do it with the fullback in the backfield, or actually as a tight end, that just makes it even tougher because now you got your counter game. You got, you know, it's like a tight end block, and you can insert him anywhere and really create some issues.
That's Owasso's second timeout. They still have 1 left with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first half. It's 4th down and 2 for the Tigers. Is they're on the 49 of Owasso.
Yeah, 4th and 1. Not a good spot.
They showed that they were going for it. Let's see what they do here. Tigers still have 2 timeouts. Maybe they go out there and try to get a quick encroachment or offsides. Looks like the offense will continue to go back on the field. I see both Horn and R.J. Spears walking out there. Looks like they.
See, we're going to muddle it again. You see how we're there?
So center
we'll
line.
Watch the lineman.
Center lines up both R.J. Spears and McMillan out to the right. A quick jump to the line. Ramsey hands off to Horn. Horn is stopped in the backfield. The Rams saw that one coming, Spav.
Yeah, they did. They talk about penetration. Whoa. I mean, that was penetrating the line of scrimmage. They just created a completely new line of scrimmage. That's tough.
And this may be the best field position the Rams have had all night.
Starting field position, yes.
As they start on the Tigers' 47-yard line with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left to go here in the half.
Now, there's plenty of time for them. They need to be a little more patient in what they're doing. But
all right, as Willingham is in the shotgun, he takes a snap. He hands off there to number 22.
Great.
To Neely for a short gain of 1.
Great defense there. Now it's 2nd and long.
Jacob Jennings on the tackle there.
You know, they're just trying to spread it out, spread us out. You know, we kind of locked on, looked like we're in a loose man.
Well, since we last
now we widened it out here a little bit, so we're playing zone.
Willingham drops back, throws right, and it's just out of the hands of number 30 for Owasso there. Austin on the drop there. You know, Spav, since we talked last and checked the stats, Owasso Rams now have 79 yards passing, so they've got some offense going. Let's see what they do here on 3rd down and 9 as the crowd starts getting on their feet. Willingham takes a snap, looks right, throws right. The man's wide open, catches it, goes a couple yards past the first, and that'll be a Owasso Rams 1st down. What happened there, Spav?
Well, you know, you had that slight motion inside, slight motion towards the line of scrimmage. And then as they crossed him, he ran the out, got the ball, and just made a few little jukes. I thought we had him. I thought we were going to get him there for the loss. I mean, for short of the 1st down, but he really escaped and made a pretty good play.
Jere Austin coming off the field a little bit slow, who just made that catch as the handoff goes to number 7 there, Cole Adams. He's quick for a gain of just short of the first 9 yards on the play.
We're just there, too. We're just barely missing him.
Tell you what, Cole Adams gets heated up. That's not what you want.
No, I mean, we're not playing it too bad. I mean, that's one of those you look on film and you go, I don't know if I can play that any better. It's just they did it just a little bit better than us because we're actually in a good position.
Spears Jennings on that tackle.
You know, we're pressuring here now.
All right, Cole Adams comes in motion again, and the Rams go to the far side.
He may be short.
And they are close. It looks like the referee will mark him just short. So that'll be 3rd down and inches. Here, let's see what the Rams do. I can imagine 14-7. Floyd right on that stop.
See, this is what I'm saying. What's important when you get into inside the 40 is your goal's got to be 1st downs. You just got to get 1st downs because your vertical game is lessened. Every closer you get to the end zone, you have no vertical game.
The Rams overload the left side as Willingham takes it himself, and it looks like he'll have the first.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him.
Not much room, but just enough.
Good defense, though. Gosh, that was good defense because that was a quarterback run game. Quarterback run game, you know, that's hard to cover, especially when you have all this smoke and mirrors of these motions and shifting and trading.
Valuable to have that quarterback that can make that run game. Still plenty of time. 2 minutes left in the 1st half. Tigers lead 14-7. Looks like Broken Arrow will call their 2nd timeout. Saw something they didn't like there.
Yeah.
Looks like they may have had some personnel issues.
Well, they had a tight end there, and then they had 2. They kind of squeezed the formation there. It's kind of interesting formation. So, see what they do.
Madison, you don't have any. Have you seen Mitchell Banning at all? You think we'll see him later in the game?
I haven't seen him, but he's no longer in the injury tent. So I will keep my eye out for him.
Be a lookout, see if he's holding the helmet down there. We know we miss him on that Tiger defense.
Boy, we do. Gosh.
And that's something to note, Spav. You know, you're playing no Jalen Franklin on defense. No Mitch Banning, so you're losing a little bit of pressure, some experience in the backfield or in the backfield there. So let's see what the Tigers can do on this first down. Rams take the snap, fake the handoff. Oh. He throws deep, and there's no one there. Was he looking for a pass interference call, Spav?
Well, I think he was trying to put some air in the ball, but I think there was some little contact, unnecessary contact there.
2 Tigers in the view of that wide receiver as he was going down the field, so not much there. Ronnie Thomas for the Rams out there on our near side as a wide out, as well as number 1 Carney in the slot. Willingham was set up in shotgun as he puts Carney in motion, and he'll throw across the middle to Adams. Adams with a gain of about 8 on the second down.
See, that was really your second read. That was your second read. If you think about it, they're running that wheel route again. We had it covered, and then he had to turn back, and he hit the middle read.
Yeah, you can see that quarterback look to that wheel route, but the Tigers had that one covered up. So you save a touchdown, but you get close to the first. This will be a 3rd down and 2 for the Rams. This is a big one. He takes it under center. It looks like he may have dropped the ball. And the Tigers are pointing that they have it, that they have a fumble. And I see him pointing, it's a fumble. The Tigers take over.
Yes.
And that's what you need, Spav, a minute 13. Like you said before, in the red zone, that's when you need to score. The Tigers don't complete first, but this time the Rams.
That's 2 turnovers now. See, that's 2 turnovers.
Turnovers in field position, Spav. Turnovers in field position.
I know. Turnovers. We have not, we go into this game -1 in turnover margin. So turnovers, they always say during a game, 2 you're in it, 3 you win it. So
one more?
One more. Maybe let's get one more. But here's what's crucial is they had a drive going. This is 2 drives that they had going with good starting field position.
Let's see what the Tigers do here with a minute 13. They'll run the ball. They'll go hand off to Nate Jones, and Nate Jones will be dragged backwards. They'll let his progress will keep him at the 10, so just a loss of 3 on the play. Just 58 seconds. Looks like the Tigers may let this one run out to stay up 7 at halftime.
Yes.
And the Tigers will receive the ball to start the second half, so a good place to be up 7 points. All right, Ramsey again, a tight end to either side. Nate Jones in the background. He'll hand it off to Nate Jones up the middle. He has a little hole there. Goes to the 20. He's got some space, folks. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's got some Rams in there. He cuts back. Goes to the 40. Spav, what do you do here? 26 seconds. You've got some room. You've got a kicker who's only missed 1 kick on the year.
I know, let's go. Get on the line. Oh, we got a flag, holding. Good gosh.
And a holding back at the 19. I was talking about field goal kicks, and there was a holding call. Those are killers for the Tigers tonight. That's brought back potentially points twice now.
I mean, that's our 6th penalty. I mean, there's a point to where you got to say why. Well, I know my son, last week, it was the same thing. We were playing a team, and they had twice as many penalties as we did. And bottom line is I think he got fined.
As you hear the boos coming in from the Broken Arrow crowd, not liking that holding penalty, which will take the Tigers way back to their own 9-yard line rather than being over there, I believe, on the 40 of the Rams. So it'll be 2nd down and 13. Let's see if Jones can break another. Or that may be Horn in the game now. Ramsey takes a low snap. He'll take it himself to the 10.
Yeah, they were actually, he dropped the football, so he's trying that lead draw. And dropped the football, so the timing wasn't there.
That run will take us to the end of the first.
Okay.
With the Broken Arrow Tigers leading at the half, 14-7 over the Owasso Rams. Again, I'm Ryan White. And let's see here. Looks like we may not have a coach at the end of this half. He's ready to get back in there and do some coaching after a few difficult holding penalties to take. And
yeah, he's not a happy camper. So I don't think he wanted to talk with Madison.
Well, you know, Spav, it is playoff. It's a new season.
I know.
Here.
It's tough.
The first playoff game for head coach Josh Blankenship as a Broken Arrow Tiger. How do you assess the first half here?
Well, you know, we had our opportunities. Penalties have killed us, whether they're legit or not. You know, some of them I haven't even found. You know, I couldn't find them. So I'm not saying they're not penalties, but sometimes there's some penalties that just take away the complete momentum of the game. And that's what these officials are really doing right now, because they're so lopsided right now with penalties. But we're actually playing good defense. We're playing good offense. We've had a couple of serious injuries. We already had a bunch of injuries to begin with, so it's been tough. It's been tough on us, and our kids are playing hard. And I tell you what, they're going to come out and they're going to play just as hard, and it's going to be a good, interesting second half.
Well, if you like good football, you're in the right place. Let's take a look at the numbers. Total yards for the Owasso Rams, 163. 101 of that passing and 62 rushing. The Tigers topped them on that with 193 total yards, 39 pass yards, just 39 passing yards, but 154 on the ground.
But, you know, that's kind of something that we've happened all year, because we actually we have probably about 1,000 more yards for the season, more than our opponents do rushing the football, you know, for the whole year. But we average 6.6 yards. But the interesting stat is we have less yardage passing with our opponents, but we win in the you know, the average yards per pass, you know, and that's an important statistic. So we may not be leading in the pass, but when we're passing, it's very effective, you know, and that's what I think is kind of interesting. But it's an interesting half, you're right. And you look at it, the 2 turnovers were really incredible. We needed those. Now we're in the plus margin in the turnover battle now. So that really helps us a lot there. It's just it's a fight right now. It's a fight for field position. It's a fight for the quarterback play. We're seeing the ball on the ground a lot. You know, bad snaps, something's up. And, you know, it might be the weather. I don't know if it's that factor or not.
Weather or nerves, that may also lead to the penalties as well. We talked about that earlier. 2 for 22 for the Rams and 6 for 44 yards and potentially points twice for the Tigers. Another interesting stat, Spav, 4th down conversions were Broken Arrows 1 for 2. They did go for 2 and got a fake field goal for a first there. So
yeah, that was. I tell you what, we've pulled out everything you can think of. You know, an onside kick. What a great call at the time, because it's just your right after a score. What a great call. And then we've seen, you know, the fake field goal. We've seen the kickoff throwback. You know, the throwback from the kickoff. We've seen all kinds of really neat things tonight. And Coach Blankenship, he's letting it all out. And I think the kids see that, because they're having success with those plays. The kids see it. The kids see that we just ran about 50 yards and then it gets called back on a hold. They know what they can do. So mentally, that's not going to be a factor coming out in the second half. Mentally, our kids are going to know that we can win this game. Now, their mentality is going to be a little different. We got to get back in this thing. We'll get back in or whatever, you know. But the whole thing is mentally, you know, it's in our favor going into this second half.
Well, we will take a break here as we have some halftime festivities going on here. Again, the Tigers 14. The Owasso Rams 7. We will take a break and we will see you back at the start of the second half of the game.
What does community mean to you? Here at Broken Arrow Schools, we can't think of anything better than the communities we create, both inside the classroom and out in the world. Our community is rooted in our 4 core values, where relationships with students, teachers, parents, civic leaders, and businesses are what drive our success. We celebrate our diversity along the way by building a rapport with each other, no matter what path of life we walk on.
Community means connection, concern for others, and a commitment to showing we care.
It's about working toward a common goal so that we can accomplish more together than we ever could alone.
Community is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It involves intentionally and purposefully pursuing relationships that positively connect us to one another.
Community means new beginnings and embracing challenges. Community is 35 maintenance department employees doing our job to make it easier for you to do your job.
Community is formed intentionally, not by accident. It takes work, but it's worth it.
Community means volunteers and partners from the business sector. Tireless hours of giving time, money, and helpful hands are what make our businesses unique in Broken Arrow. Around the community, Broken Arrow schools are synonymous with helping hands and wonderful volunteers. Selfless acts of kindness displayed by our students, administrators, and teachers help build and strengthen our unity as one of the greatest districts in the state.
Community is finding our commonalities while embracing our differences.
Community is about partnerships and connections.
Community is about relationships.
Community isn't just about living in Broken Arrow, it's about kindness and giving back.
Community is engaging all of Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow is about building community and service above self.
Broken Arrow is a gift.
Community means providing resources and activities to further enhance our academics, athletics, and fine arts programs. Showcasing our students on state and national levels in competitions and academic prowess is key to their future successes, both in collegiate life and beyond. State-of-the-art classrooms, equipment, curriculum, and technology unify our students under a common bond of academic excellence.
Community is starting new traditions and building a championship culture.
Community is building champions for life.
It's creating an environment that inspires our students to achieve their highest academic, athletic, and personal potential.
Community is showing up in droves of black and gold and cheering the Tigers on to victory.
Community is taking pride in working together.
Community means a sense of belonging where all our students feel accepted and loved.
Community is 31 school sites all across the district, using technology to teach our kids in innovative ways.
Community is feeling connected. That connection comes from being part of something that's bigger than yourself, giving more than you take, and having compassion for others.
Community is all of us working together to educate and empower students and families to make our world a better place.
Community is 13 years at Broken Arrow Public Schools and graduating with 1,300 of my closest friends.
Community means togetherness. Community means support. Community means belonging. And community is Broken Arrow.
Let's hear it one more time for your varsity Tigers. Tiger fans, earlier today, varsity cheer competed at the OSSAA 6A Game Day Cheer Competition. They are your Class 6A Game Day State runners-up. And congratulations to your Owasso varsity cheer team for their state championship today.
right, and we're back here at Tiger Memorial Stadium here in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma for some 6A-1 playoff football where we have the Broken Arrow Tigers at 14 against the Owasso Rams 7 at the beginning of the second half as the Owasso Rams get set to kick. Spav, what do you expect to see as the Tigers come out on offense here in the second half?
This is going to be interesting. Number one, I think we need to get the ball to RJ a little bit more. You know, RJ is very effective on the short passes and let him do what he can do with it. We have to do better with our first down efficiencies. We're really bad at it right now. The Owasso's averaging 5.9 yards per first down for the first play, and we're averaging 1.2.
Looks like we had Barnett and RJ out there. RJ Spears takes it to the 30, 35, 40. He had some room in front of him. If he would have
had a shoestring tackle. Great blocking, though. Getting the ball to RJ, great blocking, let him do his thing.
A great start, Spav. We looked at some of the drives and where they started, and we talked about field position so much. Broken Arrow, had 7 drives. Now, they started at their own 19, but then on Owasso's 48, Owasso's 37, their own 50, the 35, the 28, and then their own 13. Whereas Owasso,
and there's hidden yardage there.
On their 6 drives, on their own 20, on their own 21, on their own 20, on their own 20. And then at their own 40, and then the Broken Arrow 47. So field position has been key as the Tigers take off. And a direct snap to Marion Horn as he tries to get outside, and he does. He goes over a defender to the 50 and down with a gain of about 8 yards on
that was interesting. They ran the muddle huddle right off the bat. Just right off the bat on first down. That is really good. And then you get the ball to Horn, and now you've got great things happening. Look at that, 9 yards on first down.
9 yards on first down. It'll be 2nd and 1 as Nate Jones steps in as tailback. 3 wide receivers to the right. As Ramsey takes the snap, hands off to Jones, and Jones is stopped, looks like for a loss of 2 on that 2nd down play. That'll bring up 3rd and 3.
That was a backside defensive lineman there making a great play because they're running a counter play, and it was there. They had all the blocking there, but that backside defensive end chased him down and made a tackle for a loss.
All right. Ramsey with a wide receiver to either side and an overload on the right there with a couple tight ends, and Jones in the backfield with him. They look to maybe change the play up here a little bit.
Yeah, because they're pressuring here. You can see they're putting a lot of pressure from the boundary.
Ramsey looks left and throws to a RJ Spears who was not looking for the ball just yet. A little bit of confusion.
And see, this is one of my thoughts before the game is we need to have continued quarterback improvement play. And that was because they're going to blitz a lot. He's going to have to make quick decisions, and the speed of their pressures is going to be a lot greater than he's ever seen. So he needs to be patient. He's okay. He just needs to be patient.
Spav, we got a 4th down and 4, and the Tigers look to go for it. Ramsey takes
the
shotgun snap, and he runs, gets away from a defender, looks and can't get a throwaway, stays on his feet longer than I thought he could have, but he is down for a loss on that 4th down play. That'll be a turnover on downs, and the ball will go over to Owasso with some great starting field position.
Gosh, I tell you, it was, what we were doing there, they were coming from the boundary again. It's the same pressure they ran before. And I tell you what, running a counter, we can pick it up, but running that was very difficult.
Interesting call, going for it on 4th down in your first possession.
In our end, basically.
That matches the play calling and intensity we've seen so far. Let's see how it plays out. As the Rams take over on offense, Willingham takes a shotgun snap, looks left, has 2 receivers, has 1 out wide. That's Adams, the playmaker. He takes it to the 20, the 15, the 10. He scores.
What a great play, though.
And just like that,
what they did is they kind of had a little short motion coming in from the wide side of the field there, and then they ran the inside receiver up. And then the guy that was in motion, they ran him out. And what they did is they ran the corner off, and you had the guy open in the flat with a linebacker or a flat player chasing him. And it was a great play, really a great play. And then, of course, he made a lot of great yardage after the play.
A good play that ends up with 6 points on the board, 13-14, and this will make it 14 all.
Oh, he made it.
As the Rams tie it up with just a few minutes off the clock, 10 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third.
Now the momentum seems to be shifting now, but we've got, it's still a tie game. But it's like things were really going right for us the first half, but then missing that fourth down conversion there, can set the tempo a little bit. But you can't do those things right now because they're not going to always work, and you got to make sure field position's an issue. You cannot allow them to have good field position.
Yeah, the Rams, when they are completing passes, they're making them count. Ronnie Thomas, 3 touches for 63 yards. Cole Adams, 3 touches for 41 yards. So the big play has been killing the Tigers this evening.
Right.
I say killing.
No, they did. You remember the long pass down here, and in the first quarter, and just led to a touchdown for them.
As the Rams kick one off, that's Adams. He catches it at the 3. That's Barnett. The speedster makes it to the 22. A little extracurricular going on there on the far side of the field. No flags, though. Referee's talking to. Oh, a flag is on the field there at the 21-yard line. Let's see where that gets us. Looks like it is against the Rams.
Well, they were doing a lot of celebration here. Let's see, that's unnecessary penalties.
Looked like it was just on a block.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, first down.
Late hit on the offense?
It does look like it was in the
on
offense.
Us?
I thought I saw the initial call. Pointing to the Rams, but
oh God, I didn't realize that.
I was incorrect. That'll drive the Tigers back to their own 11 to start. I want to say that may be their worst field position of the night.
It is. It definitely is.
Let's see what the Tigers can do here as Ramsey hands off to Horn.
Stretch, finds a good hole.
Another great start.
He picks up 5 yards, a shot there. Give the ball your athlete, let him make a play.
Got Spears on the near side.
It's like every time he touches the ball in a stretch, he's going to get 5 yards.
McMillan to the far side.
Boot, they picked up the boot nicely.
Ramsey goes in the boot.
But it was behind the line of scrimmage.
There is a flag on the play. That was to Griffin Stieber and was incomplete, and Stieber comes off gingerly. The referees talk about it. It may be behind the line of scrimmage. Well, we have a second. Let's go down to Madison for an injury update.
Yeah, guys, Mitchell Banning has just come back onto the field walking by himself, but he does have a boot on that right foot, guys.
That's no good. That will be tough for the Tigers.
No penalty, no pass interference. The ball did not cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. I don't know why you had to come. I don't know why you had to think of that.
I want to say I saw that happen in a college game this last week behind the line of scrimmage, and they called it off too. I think it's instinct to throw that flag when you see it, and then you see where you're sitting there.
Okay.
All right, second and
7.
We're third down here. Third down and 6 or 7 here. The Tigers on their own 14.
Yeah, I like the way we stack the receivers here. That's tough.
Ramsey by himself with Marion Horn coming in motion. He makes a quick throw and is dropped by Robert Spears Jennings, who comes underneath there.
See, the thing with that play there is when you run that shallow drag, I learned this from my son, is I go, what do you read? You read green grass. So if he's dragging and you see somebody on the other side of him, you don't throw that. You go to your second key. But in other words, you have to let him go a little bit further to where he has more grass to run with.
All right, and the punt is off and almost
tried to block it.
Blocked there. It's a wobbly punt that may not make it over into the Owasso side, and it doesn't. That's only at the 44-yard line. Some great field position again for the Owasso Rams as they start at the Broken Arrow 44.
But, you know, they've had turnovers. You know, you think about it, when you get into the plus 40, when you're in the 40 going in, you have, like I said, you have to average 3.5 yards. And you think about it, they've had a couple of turnovers down there. You know, they missed, you know, another opportunity there just recently with a turnover. I mean, these are to our advantage. So what we need to do is really be effective here now.
The tides are starting to turn as the Owasso Rams have more total yards, more first downs. Let's see if they can continue here as Willingham takes a snap, fakes the sweep there, and almost takes it himself, but then throws it out of bounds with some pressure from a Tiger on him.
That was good coverage on our part. The thing is, I didn't see a flat defender there, so I'm not sure if it was a busted play or what.
It's like Briley Ferguson there on the pressure.
You think if it's a boot, you're going to have a flat defender, but I didn't see one there.
All right, Willingham lines up in shotgun again. 2 wide receivers, stirs right. He looks right, throws, and the pass is dropped. Is it in the backfield? No. Was a forward.
And they had a play too.
Was a forward pass to Carney, and he had some room to travel if he could have caught that one.
Well, you had a press coverage basically, or shallow corner, and you had a deep safety, and they recognized that right off and threw to the number 2 receiver.
And again, playing without Jalen Franklin, one of your starting cornerbacks. Got some backups out there.
3rd and long. We're playing man under halves.
3rd and long. 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Rams look to the sideline for a play here. 2 wide receivers to either side. Cole Adams.
See, they're doing that same thing. Well,
Willingham takes it himself. He's got 1 defender to beat, and he does. Goes to the 30, the 25, and then out of bounds. And a penalty will come. That may be a late hit against the Tigers.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't think that should have been a flag.
It's tough. The flags seem to fly when they're on the Owasso sidelines, Pav.
And see, that's tough play for the quarterback. That always used to get me too all the time, is the fact that you're playing man under halves. So you're playing for the pass play. They were trying to run a little combination of what they did previously. There you go.
Flag was picked up. That'll still set up the Rams with a first down on the 23. Willingham fakes and takes it himself, but is smothered by that Tigers defense.
And that's a counter play too, quarterback counter. Quarterback counter, those are usually very effective plays. So we read that very well.
Jadadian Floyd right on the tackle for a loss. It'll be 2nd and 12.
See, here they are in the red zone again, and I'm telling you, we're doing a great job in the red zone defense.
Willingham looks for a quick pass to his left, and it is caught. Let's see where they spot him. That's to Cole Adams there on the edge, and it'll be 3rd and short or first down. Just short, so probably 3rd and inches. The linesman has a first down, but is it 1st and goal? It is a 1st and goal. All right, Adam lines up in shotgun again. 2 wide receivers wide to his right. He throws really quick to number 1 there, who goes to the 10. The 5, there's a flag on the play. Looks like there may be a hold on the wide receiver, maybe on Ronnie Thomas there, as Carney took the pass to the edge. He had an open lane, Spav. I think someone may have been dragging a defender away to make room.
Yeah, they're going to call holding on them.
Let's see.
10-yard penalty for spot of the foul. First down.
So it'll stay first down, and it'll be 1st and 20. Well, let's see what they call it. First and 12.
Yeah, ball right on the 15.
All right, the Rams have 3 wide, kind of bunched to the left, and then 1 wide receiver to the near side. Willingham looks left. He continues to look left, throws one deep in the corner of the end zone. And nothing doing. The ball is overthrown.
Great coverage on our part, because that's a very difficult play to defend. When you run shallows and you run the number 3 on a flag over top, very difficult to defend, because the corner to the field is shallow with the receiver that's running a shallow route.
Looks like we had Caleb Barnett there on the coverage. We've talked about him a couple times today. I believe that's Caleb Barnett. Maybe Robert Spears-Jennings. The gold numbers seem to fade together. Carney kind of moves out there for a screen pass, makes the catch. Jukes one man, goes in, looks like he maybe back to the 3 for the Rams. Good play.
Quarterback threw the ball right on the money. I mean, he threw a good ball then.
Again, Spav throwing it out in space and letting the playmakers make plays.
Yeah. And throwing it in a position where you can have success with it too. It's kind of like basketball. You throw the ball to a guy, and if he's going to shoot a 3, make sure you throw it right to his hand so he can make a good throw. Don't throw it to where he has to reach for it.
3rd and 1 from the 4 for the Rams. They move 2 tight ends to the left and overload that left side. Adams in motion. Willingham will take it himself. He'll roll out. He'll throw. He's got a wide receiver, and it's caught. An Owasso Rams touchdown to Ronnie Thomas.
What made that tough is there was a lot of time with that receiver running, and he could create space there. You know, we had it initially covered, but as he rolled out, he gave him more time to get open.
And that's 6.
That was a good play.
For the Rams, 20-14. We'll see what the extra point holds here, but 8 minutes and 14 seconds left in the 3rd. Still plenty of time for the Tigers to make a move here, hopefully starting with some better field position after this next kick. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good.
Okay, we need to respond now. We have the ability to respond, so we need to really make sure we do that. There's things that we don't have to do. We don't have to take chances. We don't have to do things differently. All we got to do is run our football, and just we've got 8 minutes left in this quarter. So just work on getting first downs and just ball control and not making mistakes. No negative yards. Limit our penalties, because obviously there's going to be penalties in this game. And try and stay ahead of the chains and just really work it down the field and respond. It's not like you got to score now.
Well, Spav, so far in the 3rd quarter, the Owasso Rams have 2 touchdowns after 2 possessions. And the Tigers.
And see, we had the ball first. See, when we had the ball first, what do? We go to 4th down and we get stopped.
4th down and stopped, and then a punt.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like Spears-Jennings back there.
And we have the ability to break these things.
Caleb Barnett.
Just give us a good kick here. That's it.
That's Barnett who'll take it on the goal line there up to the 15, the 20 with some speed out there to the 24.
That kid can run too. I'm telling you what, I've seen this kid do some great things. He's just a freshman.
A freshman playing in probably the biggest game of his life, playoffs in 6A-1 football.
Well, he got a fumble on a kickoff last week with Enid. It bounced up into his hands, and he scored as a freshman. You just coming in your first game. That was great.
All right, it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 23.
That's it. Just run your stuff. Look at that.
Ramsey
keep driving.
Hands that off. It's a horn for a couple.
Well, that's positive yardage. Let's go. Give it to him again. I guarantee he'll make more than 2. We got.
Oh, is that horn hobbling over there at the 14, Spav?
Looks like it.
Oh, looks like that may be Sterling.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's
Ramsey.
Sterling. It's Sterling.
Gingerly walking on one of his ankles. as he takes a seat and has the trainers come out and look at him.
That's cramps. So, and that's what I was telling you earlier. When it's cold, players have a tendency not to drink as much water. They're sweating just like they would in a normal game situation, but they have a tendency, and you know how that is. You know, it's cold. You just don't want to know. You know, you just have a tendency not to, and you get more cramps than you think you would.
So you don't have your gallon milk jug carrying around from class to class?
Now, you may not be sweating as much as you do, you know, in the heat of about a 100-degree game, but and you still have to force players to drink water then.
Right.
And when you get games like this, you're still sweating. You're still doing things. And obviously right now, it's not drinking right now during the game. It's something you got to do all week.
Right.
But, you know, even during the game, you got to force them to drink water. I used to have our trainers just like, man, you're putting water down them whether they wanted it or not.
Well, the good news is if Ramsey does need to sit out a play, you do have a guy who's played some quarterback in Griffin Stever. We've also seen Cooper Bates in a couple games. Some other scores of note, Spav, in 6A-1, or at least at halftime, or so Squirtle told us. Union was up on UConn 35-17. Jinx up on Norman North 35-7. Mustang over Santa Fe 17-10. And as always, you know, you got to bring in the newcomer to 6A-1 who will be here next year, Bigsby. A rousing game to half, looked like 65-0 against Putnam City North.
Close one, yeah. But see, our path is the toughest path because right now you're facing Owasso, which is one of your top teams in the state, and then next week we'll have to face another top team in the state, probably Union, and then you'll sit there and you have to play Jinx. I mean, that's unbelievable. So that's an extremely tough path to a state championship. And you have to play great ball, and the ball has to bounce your way. You have to have the luck. You have to have the fewer injuries. You know, we're getting injuries. We've got to have less injuries.
You know, Spav, you talked about drinking and the weather. Earlier, when I checked my phone when I first got here, it was about 54. I think we've seen over about a 10-degree drop as the sun has gone all the way down, and I read right now at 43 degrees. You know, that's not freezing, but with the wind here in Oklahoma,
it's cold when we've had nothing but. I mean, here all we've been wearing is short sleeve shirts, and now all of a sudden, you got jackets.
Well, how many?
I mean, Madison's got my jacket down there because, bless her heart, she's got to be freezing to death.
Madison, are you freezing to death down there?
I am freezing to death. My joints hurt. That's how cold it is right now.
So is my jacket not helping you?
It is.
Aren't you glad I gave it to you?
I am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're so kind.
I should have got you gloves. You got gloves?
I have gloves.
Okay.
And I have a hand warmer.
Perfect. Perfect.
You know, I don't see many sleeves on any of the guys tonight. But think about this. How many, even Owasso or Broken Arrow, how many bobbles on catches or snaps overheads or short snaps?
The ball has been on the ground a lot.
And like you say, it may not be that it's actually like freezing crazy weather, but it's maybe so different than what the players are used to.
I know we're seeing some odd snaps. We're just seeing drop catches or drop throws, passes. We're just seeing all kinds of issues now. And the amount of turnovers we have, I mean, we've had the 2 turnovers, but there was a lot of times where the ball was on the ground, that we put the ball on the ground and we recovered them twice. So it's been a strange game with all of the turnovers and all of the miscues.
All right, as Ramsey is still down, we will go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we'll see you back. Oh, I say that as Ramsey stands up.
He's got the cramps. He's hurting.
As the Broken Arrow crowd cheers as the starting quarterback gingerly walks off.
He's starting to walk a little better.
On his own power, under his own power. No hands or anything on him. He is walking. And so more than likely we will see Griffin Stieber step in as quarterback for a few plays at least.
Speaking of that, our training crew, we got the best trainers in the business. You know, with Daniel Stewart and Grace Warren, those two are just unbelievable. They go above and beyond in everything, in every sport.
Well, Spav, let's see if a different quarterback may give a different look to this Owasso defense, may kind of give them a little confusion here.
Yeah, especially second and long.
As Griffin Stieber steps up his shotgun, he hands off for the first play back. And I believe is that Horn who takes a loss there. There is a flag on the play.
I tell you, he's got so much penetration. You know, we're running a stretch and we're trying to overtake the next guy over. And we can't do it. We're unable to overtake.
It's a flag. It must be
a personal foul. Face mask on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Did you see that? I didn't know.
Tigers at the 35-yard line.
There's a couple Rams in there on that tackle.
I'm glad I didn't see it.
One of them must have put their hands a little too close to his face there. All right, Stieber still in that shotgun formation. Hands off again to Horn. Horn takes it to the right, breaks it outside, goes to the 40, has a little bit of room, 45, 50, and is dragged out of bounds for a big gain on first down.
See, the thing is they were bringing everything in the middle. They had their whole defense lined up in the middle, and he tried to run the middle and couldn't get it, and he bounces it, and that's where he's so good. Because you can't catch it. I mean, he's hard to catch. He sees that. Most people would just try to make yardage in there. See, here's a counter type
Stieber,
play.
another handoff to Horn. Horn breaks another one free to the 40, jumps over a man, 35, 30, and pushes a man out of bounds.
Flag, give me a flag. That was close.
As the Owasso Rams slowly get off Marion Horn. Horn running with
two plays right there.
He's running mad, Spav.
I know. 2 plays puts us in the red zone. Running the football here.
Nate Jones enters the game as Marion Horn steps out after a big run. I think this might be Jacob Jennings as a wideout to our near side.
Yeah, it looks like we had a player blood on him or something. He was removed from the game.
Ryan Fox in there at wideout as well. And again, Nate Jones next to Stieber to his right. Stieber looks left, throws left. Throws to Jennings, and Jennings is dragged down at the 23 for a good gain there on first down.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. We just need to give him the ball in shallow flats. Just keep going.
All right, Stieber, a wideout to either side. Hands off to Jones. Jones takes it up the middle. Enough for a Tiger first down and 10. Again with tempo, Spav.
Yeah, and they're running the counter. They're running the whole offense here with tempo. It's really nice.
Stieber,
counter again.
Like they run the same play to Jones. Going nowhere that time. Spav, something I'll tell you, even being out there at a few practices just to drop in, you'll see both quarterbacks take reps.
Oh, yeah.
They show a lot more with Ramsey, but Stieber, jumps in. It's crazy. He plays essentially starting tight end like he did last year.
I know.
As well as quarterback.
And now he's playing linebacker and stuff.
All right, Stieber has a man in motion, fakes
There's
the
your
handoff.
Throwback.
Left,
awesome.
Throws to Robert Spears Jennings. He catches, jukes a man, goes to the 5, the 4, pushing his way, and drug out of bounds by 3 Rams.
God, that was a great play. That was a counter boot throwback. What a great play.
Excuse me, that was Horn.
Yeah, that had to be your tailback. That was your tailback out of the backfield.
Check that Horn as he is drugged down, walking slowly back to the play, but he was tackled by 3 men.
God, that was a nice play.
I say men because they look a lot bigger down here, from up here. So Stieber hands off, goes to Jones. Jones pushes his way and breaks again outside.
Whistle.
They'll give him forward progress to the half-yard line.
running a counter.
It'll be second down
I like
and goal.
the way he keeps our bread and butter plays going, you know.
It'll be second down and goal. Nate Jones stays in the game. It's a bunch play. All the wide receivers, tight ends are all there. Stieber takes it quick with a second effort.
Did they not give it
They
to him?
give him the
There
touchdown.
You go. There you go.
Stieber bulldozing his way for a Tiger TD. You know, that reminds me.
You know, he saw it was plugged, and he stepped back and he went to another direction.
This reminds me, you know, as an Oklahoma State fan, unfortunately, I remember a time where where OU would play Blake Bell as their backup quarterback, and somehow there was a week where Blake Bell came in and played the whole game, and all he did was run quarterback keeper and handoffs, and man, Stieber just, you know, the whole offense has changed, and they're working it up the field 3 yards at a time, but man, I love, you know, coming back in and they still have energy and they're making plays.
Right, exactly. So it looks like they were offside, lined up offside, so got the ball a little bit closer, 1.5.
Referees here still taking a few seconds here. They may place the ball again.
Oh, they declined it.
Declined.
Okay.
So the extra point here will tie it up. Ball down, kick up and low, but it is good.
Man, that was crazy kick there.
And the Tigers tie it up. 21-21, 5:13 left in the third quarter.
And getting the ball to our athletes.
Spav, injury after injury.
I know, but we're still in this. We're still doing it.
But they continue to fight.
Next guy steps up.
The drive was important. Owasso seemed to have the momentum coming into that, and the Tigers came back.
Then Horn went loose. Then you just give the ball to Horn. It's like he gets a yard gain on a counter, and then I said, just give it to him again, and he's going to run it for more, and that's what they do. And the guy is special. He's a special athlete, and he can make some things happen. Give him the ball.
And that momentum is huge. You know, you're at a game, a lot of fans here tonight at Tiger Memorial Stadium, both for Owasso and for Broken Arrow. Even through the glass, we feel the stands shake, and we hear the fans cheering tonight. Let's see, the Tigers in an interesting formation here on kickoff. Bunches on either side. But a deep kick, end over end high. Short kick caught down there at about the 19. Cole Adams bounces to the outside, and there's no Tiger in the way. Cole Adams will go 30, 20, 10, no flags. God. And the rebuttal by the Rams.
Yeah, we were, you know, that's something we've never done before. And I tell you, sometimes I don't mean this disrespectfully, but sometimes we just get a little too cute sometimes in what we need to be doing.
Do you think sometimes, Spav, you had the momentum of that score? Are there players you think that potentially kind of take the play off because it's kickoff can be given? Or
I just think it's something you don't practice, and it's just something we put the ball in the hands of a good athlete for them, and you put it in the middle of the field. If you're going to do that, put it on the corner, put it on the edge, the sideline.
And right there, the Rams, did they go for two? Cole Adams held the kick on that last play, if you missed it, and tried to take it into the end zone himself on the outside, and he was stopped. And so that'll be interesting, Spav. Every point matters in a playoff game.
Absolutely.
Spears Jennings with the tackle on that, saying no thank you, no two-point conversion today. 27-21. That extra point may come back to haunt the Rams later in the game.
The way we're playing, it will haunt them. That's the sign we needed right there.
Still plenty of time. We're still in the third here at Tiger Memorial Stadium. 4 minutes, almost 5, 4:59 left. As the Tigers will again receive the kick. Robert Spears Jennings back to receive, along with Caleb Barnett, standing right about their own 5-yard line. Haven't had many opposing bands come much, but the Owasso band is here. Pride of Broken Arrow out today as they are at Grand Nationals, as Robert Spears Jennings takes the kick to the 15, the 20. The 25 jumps over a man, does a front flip to his own 27.
Oh, I tell you, you know, as a coach, I would have a hard time kicking the ball to RJ.
Well, you have Robert Spears Jennings, a commit to OU, or a freshman who seems to be making plays.
Fastest kid on the field. You know, I would just find a way to not get him the ball. I'm just telling you, I will find something.
And it looks like Sterling Ramsey is coming back out on the field. Stieber's there as well, but will line up on the outside as a tight end here. So let's see what Ramsey can do after a great drive by Griffin Stieber. One wide out to either side. Ramsey takes the snap, hands off.
See how we're getting
to Horn. Horn
great.
cuts it back.
What a great cut back.
Just to get a few yards on a play that looked like there was nothing.
Well, we're having trouble overtaking their linemen. They get so much penetration on the stretch. They read so well.
Tigers will line up quick. Ramsey fakes the
handoff, double move.
Throws a double move to Jacob Jennings. He catches it inbounds. Oh
no!
They'll call him out.
Oh, I need to see that again. I wish we had replay.
Now we do have an Owasso Ram who is down, and he is calling for help. I'm not. He's calm, but he is in obvious need of. Okay, it looks like
31.
He's just cramping down there, but was not able to get up.
Number 31.
I didn't see the replay on that. Madison, were you down there? Did you happen to see anything on the play?
He looked in.
Yeah, it looks to me like his feet are in bounds.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we could see he's in bounds.
Boy, that's
on the replay.
Tough call. No replays here in high school football. But folks, if you're watching the screen right now, you know, if you were cooking, you might come back to the screen. That one may have was. I think he was NFL in, Coach.
Yeah. See, there he is again. He's in bounds.
I think he may have had 2 feet in.
Ah, yeah, he had 2 feet in. Oh, God, that's terrible.
Well, we'll see what we can do here. Second down and or third down and 8, excuse me. Third down and 8 for the Tigers.
Pressure.
Ramsey's got 2 wide receivers to either side.
There's zero coverage.
He throws it wide. It's caught. Looks like Tigers will have a first down. That was Marion Horn with the catch and run. This bad ball don't lie when you get a first down there.
Stretch, there it is. Come on, see
Ramsey
him bounce
hands
it.
off
See him
again.
bounce it.
Flags.
Golly, this is getting out of hand now.
2 flags go out as Horn had a good stretch play there, getting several yards, but that one will come back.
10-yard penalty. First down.
Gosh, I tell you, that's. Oh, sorry.
Well, that'll back him up.
Man, these penalties. You know, we're just.
All right, Ramsey.
We're just not getting the calls right now, so we got to really keep our emotions.
He waves his running back there to the outside, but throws a quick pass out to the far side and gets a few yards back after that penalty. All right, it's second down and 15 for the Tigers. And Ramsey will hand off to Jones. Jones breaks one, makes a spin move, makes a man miss, and gets
another flag.
And another flag as some of the Tiger offensive Lyman Stieber there a little upset and unsure what the call is for.
Oh, it's going maybe on them.
Let's see what the call is here.
We have a personal foul on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Some thought it was holding, but that was a personal foul there, so that'll move the Tigers forward.
Yeah, we finally got a call here. Good job. Okay, now we're inside the 50 now. Let's go.
All right, the Tigers again slowly making their way down the field.
Muddle huddle.
Muddle huddle, they break the huddle. Ramsey splits Horn out to that slot receiver there. He looks back.
There's a little Joe.
Oh,
gosh.
A dangerous throw right in between Jacobs and the Owasso Ram defender and linebacker. Goes right past both of them. Maybe a little bit of confusion on the play, or maybe Jennings may have stopped his route a little early.
It's interesting, you know, it's kind of like a jailbreak and go situation there.
Again, the Tigers have been having some success. Wide receivers are there. It's just can they connect?
See how loose they're playing? So the flats are there.
Ramsey with a delayed handoff to Jones. Jones is dragged down, and that'll be a 3rd and long for the Tigers.
That was a great call, though. Even though it didn't work, I thought it was a great call because, you know, they're going to, 2nd and long, they're going to have to play some coverage.
As Robert Spears Jennings and Marion Horn get on the field together, that's always a dangerous combination.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, we got a quarterback that can run the football.
You have all of your playmakers on the field. Horn lined up in that running back position. Ramsey takes the snap. He drops back. He looks left. He's under pressure. He drops the football.
Did we get it back?
And
looks like we got it back, though.
The Owasso sidelines are pointing like they have it. The referee's down there.
4th down.
And it is 4th down.
Yeah, he's got the fist up.
4th down. That was a close one. And we do have an Owasso player down on the field here. Spav, this series here is lacking rhythm. And not just because of the injury, it's just
a lot of flags, and the flags are taking the rhythm away, you know, the tempo.
And tempo seems to kind of be
and then if they're not, it's like the ball's on the ground, you know, or something.
I tell you, the ball has been on the ground how many times?
I can't count it. It's ridiculous. You know, ball security. I mean, you know, coaches, they teach ball security so, I mean, every second.
Listed on the stat
practice.
sheet 5 times on the ground, Spav. Not all of them lost. The Tigers have not lost one yet, but they fumbled it 3 times. As the Owasso Ram gets up, maybe just a little stinger or something there, so he jogs off by himself. That's great to see. As both teams jog back out to the field here. And it looks like the Tigers will set up to punt on this 4th down and 11.
Yeah, pin them deep. That's what we need. Pin them deep, get a 3 and out, and get good field position.
Well, let's see. Looks like the wind is, the higher the punt goes, the more the wind may affect it. That's a great low punt there. It's kind of winding around. Adams will take the kick, and he'll quickly, and he actually pointed to the holding. He continues to go to the 30, the 20, the 10.
Yeah.
And that's a touchdown unless it comes back. There is a flag at the 34.
Yeah, it's a hold.
Being told it may be a blindside block. Tell you what, when someone runs open and free, Spav, that's always an indicator there may be something going on.
Yeah, I know.
I saw Cole Adams look back and point to the penalty. I don't know that he knew he was on his own team. So the Tigers are fortunate on that play.
I tell you what, you know, their coaches are going crazy. Our coaches are going crazy. I mean, this is just a heck of these, you know. And you know what's crazy is this is a good veteran officiating crew. And
First foul, blindside block by the return team. It'll be their ball, 1st and 10.
I'm glad this happened, but it's, gosh, these officials.
A blindside block, so that'll turn a touchdown into Owasso starting from their own 19-yard line. Let's see what they can do here. Willingham with a man in motion. He hands it off with some room, but he is stuffed for a gain of 3. So that was Neely on the carry there.
Yeah, they just gotta. That's a good defense. We just gotta be patient here and control their athletes.
He's got Carney and Thomas.
We're pressuring
on
from the
near
edges
side.
now.
Willingham looks to Thomas, and Thomas is hit. My goodness. RJ Spears, D1 talent, comes in like a train.
Read it quick. I mean, it was like it was blitzing off the edge, it looked like.
And check that was Carney who took the beating on that play. He probably wishes it was Thomas and not him.
I know.
Good night. 3rd and 7. Well,
this is great. If we can get a 3 and out here.
It's listed at 3rd and 7. Must be 3rd and 10 at least.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Big third down here for the Owasso Rams. Willingham takes that snap. Here feels pressure. He's running to the outside. He throws. He has a man, and it is caught.
God, that was a good throw.
For a 1st down on the run.
I mean, that was a good throw. I mean, I thought he was going to run the football.
Just a 3-man defensive front there, and they got some pressure, but Willingham was able to get to the outside and have some time to throw.
That's right. You just get a little time, and you just found it. Made a good throw.
Just 50 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. 21-27, the Rams leading the Tigers. It's 1st down and 10. Owasso at their own 36 or 34, check that, yard line. No, he's 36. Oh, Willingham takes a high snap, does a good job, and he throws a deep pass. He's got a man open. He comes back for the ball and catches it. Goes down at the 19. That's Ronnie Thomas with the catch.
How does he get wide open like that? I don't understand.
That's
twice he's done that. You know, they did that earlier in the 1st half.
It was not a great throw. It was a good throw, but it was he had enough space where he could come back to the ball and catch that. That ball had some air under it as well.
You know, he really doesn't throw a good deep ball, but he does some things right by putting a lot of air on the ball and giving you a shot. But the whole thing is the ball was so underthrown, and yet he still caught it wide open. We're blitzing off the edge here.
A blitz coming, and the Tigers make the tackle. And that's a short gain for the Rams.
Okay, we need to stop here. This is important now.
Jadavian Floyd right on that tackle. And the 3rd quarter is over as
that was a long quarter.
The Tigers and the Rams players hold up to 4 as we look forward to a thrilling 4th quarter as we get to see what happens here in this nail-biter of a game where the Rams lead 27-21, and we'll take a break.
Just a reminder, there will come a time when they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true. Right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. The right balance.
And we're back here at Tiger Memorial Stadium, 12 minutes on the clock for the start of our 4th quarter, where the Owasso Rams lead a crazy game to the Broken Arrow Tigers, who are 21. We've seen it all tonight, Spav.
I know.
Onside kicks, trick plays on special teams multiple times as we start this fourth quarter in the 6A-1 playoffs. And you hear it there, the crowd is going crazy. The Owasso Rams take the ball, second down and long here.
There's the drag right there with Green.
Willingham drops back and has a man wide open.
See, that's what I was talking about, where you look for the green in front of you. He let him clear, and he saw the green and threw him the ball. That was good execution on their part.
That makes it first down for the Rams.
And it's extremely tough to defend.
First down from ball on the 3. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Willingham does hand it off, and with a stretch, he's in the end zone.
Oh, what a
touchdown
good
Owasso.
Hit. Good initial hit, boy. Now we got a full quarter. We got plenty of time here. Now we've seen what can happen with that. So
the looks like the Rams will go for 2 after missing that 2-point try on the last possession. Again, 33-21. 2 points would even it out to a full 2-score game. Looks like Blankenship for Owasso will take a timeout. Saw something he didn't like there.
Let's go down to Madison and see what the emotions are like down on the field.
Madison?
Yeah, guys, they are almost acting in a sense defeated at times, which is understandable because the momentum has shifted towards Owasso, but at the same time, they're still ready to fight.
Yeah, and it's tough right now when you have a quarter left and you've been really dominating the game, and of course the penalties have been killing us. Just every momentum. I mean, we thought the catch was in bounds, and the replay showed him in bounds, and just there's a lot of things that just really are affecting us. So, yeah, we have to get this thing back on going. We need a little bit of success here.
Well, maybe a stop on a 2-point conversion might be just what the Tigers need to
and that's right.
turn the tides.
It can very easily.
But it is in high school football, correct, Spav? Even on a interception or anything like that, it cannot go back for 2, correct? Okay. Let's see. It's got to be Cole Adams in motion. Willingham rolls out to the right.
Good.
The pass was batted down there by a Tiger. And that 2-point conversion is no good. So, again, that incomplete or that missed extra point or missed 2-point conversion a while back may come back to haunt them. Hopefully, the Tigers can come back here and get the momentum back and make a quick score.
But you had a timeout. I say this to my boy all the time. I said, you had a timeout. You had a lot of time to think about it, and you called that play? I mean, make it a good play if you're going to have a timeout and have a lot of time to think. Make it a good play. He'll be mad at me if he heard that. But.
Well, let's see. 11:25 left in this game. The Owasso Rams lead the Tigers 33-21. We've changed a lot since the first quarter, Spav. I think in the first quarter, the Owasso had what?
1 yard passing.
1 yard
remember?
passing. Now they're at 252.
Yeah.
They have exceeded Broken Arrow on penalties now, 7 for 73.
Really?
Whereas Broken Arrow has 8 for 65, so we have more penalties. But
15 penalties in a playoff game this early. I know these two teams are tough teams. They're aggressive. They play hard.
Looks like a short kick that will be fair caught at the 35. I'm not sure if that was an onside or.
It's a high onside, we call it. That's what we call it, a high onside. And it could create turnovers.
Maybe just trying to catch them off guard there. And looks like there's a flag on the play.
Offside. They decline it, or we decline it.
So there was an offside.
I thought there was. This left side came off early.
So it may have been a little bit of a.
But I never saw the flag.
A quick onside. Madison Dildine down there did see the flag down there on the field and helped us out on that one. Oh, are we setting up again? So maybe we aren't declining it. I couldn't hear the mic on that one.
Good. Put them back 5 and let's go.
All right, so the Rams
like
will set up again, move 5 yards back after an offside penalty. And let's see what they decide to do here.
I hope they kick it deep to
this is
one of those two.
Theoretically against the wind.
Yeah, and that's a good point too, against the wind. And
we've got
look, let's see, our 2 deep are lined up on the 15, 16-yard line.
Barnett and Spears lined up, and they give it a little bit of a short kick again, but it is caught at the 30 to 35 to the 40. So some good field position.
Great field position. Good gosh, 44-yard line, great field position.
And the Tigers will start at the 44 after, and that's Will Height on the catch and the return.
You know, and he's done a lot of damage catching the ball shallow throughout the year. That young man does a good job with the ball.
He's a big body, but has some wheels.
Well, right now, they're kind of winning the trenches a little bit here. We got to have an offensive line here now. Really needs to set the tempo now.
Ramsey comes back out as quarterback, hands off to Horn. Horn
see how patient he is.
Surfs a little bit there, gets to the Owasso Ram territory, goes over to about the 45.
God, he's good.
They'll mark him at the 44, and that'll be a first down Tigers. A great run there on first down.
See how patient he is? He's just so patient.
He kind of hung out there in the backfield. Ramsey will take it again. He'll quickly give it to Horn again. Horn, patient again.
Running the counter. They read it well and played it well. That's good, but it's still positive yardage.
2nd and 9 for the Tigers as Marion will come off. Nate Jones will step on. 10:46 left in the 4th.
We're ready to go.
And Nate,
they had some movement. They had some movement.
Now, did you see that, Spav? Nate Jones took the direct snap there, handed it off to Ramsey, who was going to run to the right and potentially throw.
Yes, exactly.
But it looks like that threw Broken Arrow off as well, so that'll be a false start.
Just a little pre-movement. I thought they saw it down here, but it was really the lineman that moved.
2nd and 14 for the Tigers. All right, Ramsey takes a snap, looks over there to Nate Jones, but then looks in the middle. He throws it to Jacob Jennings, who's at the 30 and drugged down at the 28-yard line of the Owasso Rams.
That's a great play. See what they did? They're running that wheel route. They've been running the wheel, and all of a sudden they run the wheel post, shallow post in here. Great play.
All right, Nate Jones still in the game, standing next to Sterling Ramsey. He positions him to his right. Wide receiver shift out, tight end to the left. Jacob Jennings in motion.
Timeout.
Coach Blankenship
saw something he
didn't like. There's a lot of movement pre-snap.
But the good point is we're responding right now. We're responding to this. We're making something happen.
Spav, Madison talked about a little bit of extracurricular going on down there between two of the teams. Madison, can you tell us more?
Yeah, just after a couple of those plays, guys, Jacob Jennings and 31 for Owasso, there's some extra pushing, some talking going on, so maybe just keep an eye on that.
Playoff football, Spav.
That's Chance Milgate. He's a senior corner, so, yeah, they're...
He doesn't want to play in his last game.
No, he doesn't want to mess with him either.
Two seniors head-to-head. 10 minutes left in someone's season as the Rams lead 33-21.
Well, it's first down. We've got a good drive going. We're in the red zone. Let's finish. We got to finish this.
Points here would put you in good position to be in this game.
Yes, exactly.
Will Height, the tight end to the right here, who shifts to the left. 3 receivers to the left, including Spears Jennings, I believe. A handoff, a pitch, a throw back to the quarterback. Ramsey catches at the 20, the 15, the 10. Stiff arms a man to the 6.
That was a great play.
Coach, did I mention that the last time the Owasso Rams played this team, Ramsey played as a wide receiver, and here he is again.
I know.
As a wide receiver.
See, Stever was the quarterback and a wide receiver, and then what they did is they had it unbalanced to begin with.
Ramsey lines up his quarterback, 3 wide receivers to his right, throws to his right to Spears Jennings. He takes it to the 5, pushing his way up to the 3.
Great job.
And Spears Jennings is a big body. And Madison Dildon is telling us that Jalen Franklin, who was injured and carted off earlier in the game, is back on the sideline here to support his team. Can the Tigers show out for him right now? Ramsey takes a low snap, throws in the middle in traffic, trying to get it to Nate Jones.
You need to be careful of that. Now here's the deal is, it's third down. I know if that play would have worked, but you got the best running back in the state right there. And you got a quarterback that can run the football. We got 2 downs here. We've got to score.
A little bit of confusion here. We have some personnel changing. An extra.
See, we're putting heavy bodies in, so.
Put in the jumbo package here.
They're putting heavies on.
Owasso players are clapping like it's a false start. Let's see.
Oh, that's terrible. If that's on us, that's not good.
Some frustration on the sidelines. So many penalties. And they switch back the personnel. Looks like Spears Jennings will come back out as the Tigers move back 5 more. It's third down from, let's see, will they mark it maybe the 9 instead of 3rd and 3. Boy, Spav.
8.
Penalties, the story of the game. Cowbells, crowd cheering from both sides. It's a 3rd down and 8. Ramsey pumps left, throws left, a catch and a touchdown! My goodness.
It was a good play, but it was a back shoulder. It was basically a back shoulder
Griffin
throw.
Stieber putting hands on a man. Muscled his way into the end zone. There was contact on both sides there, Spav.
Yeah, it was a great throw and decision, but it's like a back shoulder catch. Great coverage, but it was impossible to really.
And the extra point is good, 28-33.
Oh, this is going to be good.
The Rams' lead is cut down to only 5.
Yes.
5.
Now the momentum's got to be coming back to our favor. You know, as Madison said earlier, with that we felt kind of defeated at times, and I can sense that. But now we're back. We're back.
Spav, let's go down to Madison, and she can tell us a little bit more about Javian Franklin.
I did not see a brace on him, but I will find out more and get back with you guys.
But as you said, Madison, just him coming back is really great news and good momentum and morale for this team, right?
Absolutely, and I'm sure that his brother is really relieved and happy to have him back on the sidelines with him.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Thanks, Madison. Well, Spav, yet again, the momentum shifts.
I know, I love it. This is
to the Tigers.
This is like a crazy game.
What a game,
man.
Adam Hildebrand. I'm sorry you're missing this one, buddy.
Yeah.
It's 9:51 left in the fourth. 6A-1 playoffs, week number 1, 33-28. The Rams lead, and here comes the kick. A low, spiraling kick. It's on the bounce. It takes a second for the Owasso Ram to pick it up. He swings by one. Cole Adams again. He breaks it.
Good gosh, this kid is unbelievable.
He has put oil on his arm, Spav. He cannot be tackled on kickoffs. What is happening?
The kid is unbelievable.
My goodness.
I mean, he's unbelievable what he can do. I mean, that was a great kick where, you know, it's bobbling on the ground and he just picks it with one hand and goes.
My goodness.
But see, there again, if I was a coach, I mean, would you kick him the ball after what you've seen tonight?
Not me, Spav. Not me. We'll see what the Tigers do if they score here again, if they choose to do something different on the special team. So the lead of 5 increases to 12.
See, I've gone into a game before where I've kicked it out of bounds.
Because the return men were so dangerous?
Yeah. Well, R.W. McQuarters was one of them.
R.W. McQuarters,
and
man, that
Parker was the other one. They played for, let's say, Green Bay Packers. And who did McQuarters play for?
Let me tell you, the 49ers, that's right. Spav, R.W. McQuarters was my guy. I had an R.W. McQuarters jersey because my initials were R.W. I tried to make that go. I tried to, tell my teachers to call me R.W. It never stuck. But that was my guy in Oklahoma State. Legend there.
Well, I'm just telling you, I kicked it out of bounds and gave him the ball in the 35.
Man, I'll tell you what, Cole Adams, 168 yards on returns, 2 touchdowns.
The kid is unbelievable. I don't think I've seen a kid take a game in his own hands like this. I mean, think about the touchdown that was called back as well.
Cole Adams having a career day, and I believe just a junior, Spav, so we'll see him again next year.
Oh my God, is that it?
A high kick again onside. Ooh, and it went in between, and a great pickup by, I think that was again maybe Stieber. Another flag on the play. There are 2 flags come out.
See, it looked again like it was offside again, but they didn't flag the offside.
Josh Wilhite again on the catch and the return, and a good pickup. That ball hit the ground and spun to him.
Yeah, it's against Owasso.
Looks like Owasso will be picking up this penalty. Let's see. Personal foul, face mask.
Personal foul, face mask against the Rams.
All right, let's see.
That field. Did you see that field ref throw that flag? God, he threw it like 25 yards.
He saw that face mask, Spav. He wasn't let that get away.
Can you imagine hitting a player that's just running by accidentally?
Still 9 minutes and 32 seconds left in this
game. This is a long game.
Plenty of time.
Come on, BA, let's go. Empty it.
Marion Horn splits out to the left. Ramsey fakes right, throws a screen into Stieber. Stieber cuts up the middle, gets 5 or 6 on the first down play.
But see, the timing on these jailbreaks, these are something you got to really work on because you can't stop. You got to really fold under and get it under control. But
Ramsey takes another quick step, hands off to Horn, and Horn pushes his way. Looks like they'll still be short by a couple yards. It looks like 3rd down and 2 coming up.
I love watching him run. He's just unbelievable.
If you're into the other football, the United States leads Mexico 1-0. You'll hear all about all sports on this radio channel as the United States men's soccer team leads 1-0. It's 3rd down and 1. They'll do the muddle huddle again, Spav. They'll go quick. Stieber under center. What do we have here? A timeout by Owasso, probably for good reason. That may have been going somewhere.
Yeah.
Stieber with the quarterback sneak look, and then was going to toss that out there to, looks like maybe Ramsey on the outside.
Well, it could. I mean, there's a lot of things could be happening. It could be like a halfback pass or something, you know, when you're underneath. Because I don't think we don't run the toss. I haven't seen us run a toss play. Now we run the stretch. That's our bread and butter. But run the toss with the quarterback under the center. But of course they were, when you muddle the huddle and you got everybody jammed in the middle, that does create a little bit of space there.
The Rams with only one timeout remaining, which may come back to be in play here in a little bit. Tigers still with 2. And let's see.
Cole Adams is just a stud, isn't he?
Again, 3rd down and 2. This is probably 4 down territory for the Tigers, so just get a few here.
Oh, yeah.
2 tight ends move over to the right side. Ramsey hands it off, and Horn will go around the edge and stay on his feet for a 1st down and more. To the 32, they'll mark him. That'll be a Tiger 1st down and 10. And the chains will move.
I love watching him run.
And they'll quickly line up. I believe Nate Jones comes in the game. Jacob Jennings to the near side. Ramsey fakes the handoff, throws deep to his left, and it's caught. Back shoulder, great pass, great catch.
Oh, no.
And they're marking him down, we pray. They're calling it forward progress, so he was being drugged backwards. You'll see an Owasso Ram running with the ball down to the 30.
He took the ball away from him. I wonder if they whistled it.
Should be a delay of game here, Spav, taking the ball to the other end of the field, right? And and there will be a flag, and they may call a delay of game.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's something I've seen in college games the last 2 weeks, too. Delay of games on the defense. And not for holding the ball, but...
I know, because we're in tempo right now.
And that gives Marion Horn enough for a breath, and looks like he'll be coming back in as well. Oh, let's see if we can hear.
Yeah, the penalty on them. Delay of game.
Delay of game.
God, you don't see that very often.
9 for 93, Spav.
This is great, though.
8
minutes, and here we are on the 7-yard line. This is great.
Almost 100 yards of penalties for the Owasso Rams tonight. As the Tigers pushing for another score to put the game within reach. Ramsey hands off to Horn, and Horn gets a few yards, which will make it 2nd and a few. Spears Jennings coming on to the game. We'll see if we see a fade or a block out there on the left side. Again, Spears, a commit to the University of Oklahoma, I believe is a DB.
Safety.
Guys, I'm just here for the night. All right, Ramsey. In shotgun again. The Rams showing blitz.
Yeah, backer blitz. See, we see that, so we know what we're going to. I'm curious to see what we're going to do now. There we go.
Switch it up. They'll run the stretch
Blitz
again.
away
Horn
from it.
makes a man miss, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
What a great audible.
They will not die, Spav.
No, what a great audible. See what it was, basically. They saw a lot of pressure coming from the inside backers. So what does Coach Blankson do? He just calls stretch play.
Now the real question is, what will the kicking team do when they have the opportunity to kick? Hopefully it will not go to Cole Adams.
Yes. Kick it away from Cole Adams, please.
Still 7 minutes and 17 seconds.
I know. But what a great response. We needed that. Gosh, that was a great response. I tell you what, I just love seeing some of our athletes just, you know, Marion Horn just puts a smile on my face every time I see him touch the ball. The kid is just unbelievable. He's one of the best high school players I've seen.
Horn with 26
do anything.
carries for 152 yards tonight.
And this gets Owasso. This is a playoff team. This is a team that plays great defense. And he's doing it against a great team. He's not doing it.
Averaging 5.8 yards per carry. Another update if you're interested. The United States men's soccer team 2-0 over Mexico.
Are you a soccer guy?
You know, I'm just I like to know things, Spav. So soccer is kind of one of those things I could watch on a Sunday afternoon and just kind of be chilling out. It's kind of monotonous, but I do kind of like it. It's kind of like I just don't want to miss the goal, you know? So let's see what they do on the kick here. They do like an onside little squib kick. The Rams,
it's okay.
The Rams
That's
take
okay.
it. But you know what, Spav? It's not in the end zone.
Exactly. And you didn't kick it to Cole.
So the Rams will take over at the 42-yard line. Well, the good news is, Spav, I think we have the most interesting playoff game of the night. The other ones are either, well, we're definitely not watching Bixby and Putnam City North this evening. All right, Owasso takes over. Willingham looks, Cole Adam is in motion, and a running back goes up the middle there.
Good defense, just let him fall forward a little bit.
That's Overstreet on the carry for a short gain. I'll tell you what, Cole Adams is a good player, but he has a lot to say on each of the plays. You see him kind of mimicking for looking for penalties on each play, and I can see that from the box.
I know, I could see it too.
And Cole Adams takes that that handoff from Willingham, and it has enough for a first down. The guy is a playmaker.
God, he is. He's so fast.
Yeah, Cole Adams only a junior, but I'm sure already has some offers from some schools. Potentially, I'm hearing from maybe even Arkansas. So Willingham under center this time, fakes, and then gets smacked. The ball is loose. The Tigers pick up. He runs to the, taken down at the 20. I'm at a loss for words. Is the ball still live? My goodness. Willingham is down.
What a turn of events, yes.
Got hit on his blind side, and Spav.
Well, they put him underneath the center, and we're wondering what's going on here.
My goodness. Trainers are out looking at Willingham. The man was blindside nailed. Hopefully he is okay, but a great defensive play for the Tigers as Willingham gets up slowly and walks to the sideline.
Yeah, he probably.
My goodness.
Oh, what a great turn of events here. Unfortunately, there's still 6 minutes left.
I believe that was Jadadian Floyd Wright on the hit. I saw some coaches patting him on the helmet. Or no, so Floyd Wright was the one on the return there. And as we watch the replay, gosh, you got to give the guy 25. That is Hanley, Mackay Hanley on the hit. My goodness, Hanley with the hit. That'll be in the highlight reels. Ramsey hands off, goes to Horn. Horn with a short gain on first down.
The problem is, possession time. We're probably winning the possession time right now, but the difference is their defense is on the field a lot. They're getting tired.
Spav 24-45 for Broken Arrow to Owasso's 15-58. And Spav, you said it earlier, if we can win the turnovers, you can win +3.
Yeah, 3, you win it.
Let's see if the theory is true. As the Tigers
we're winning the turnover battle.
Are in the red zone on the Rams' 17-yard line, I believe. As Ramsey takes a snap, looks right, throws in traffic. Nearly picked off by the Rams, number 25 on
Gosh.
That's Jake Adams on the breakup, who also does their punting and kicking, I believe. All right, it's 3rd down and 8. Let's see what the Tigers can do here. It's a snap. Owasso shows pressure. He throws to Jacob Jennings, makes a man miss. It's a first down for the Tigers. 1st down and goal. Jacob Jennings coming up with some big plays.
Max protection,
in tonight's game. The Tigers get up to the line quickly.
Formation in the boundary.
Clock moving. Ramsey hands off, I believe, to Nate Jones. Jones makes a few moves, gets nowhere. I believe an Owasso Ram down on the field.
This is a physical game, isn't it? This is one physical game.
Number 12 down for Owasso. Corbin Green, a senior cornerback for the Rams. Well, gosh, we needed something to break the game up.
He's got cramps too.
Hopefully just cramps for Owasso here. Spav, it'll be on the marked at what, the 5 or 6 yard line here.
Yes.
There's 5:21 left in the game. You're down by 5. So let's start thinking about this. You kick the extra point, and you're up by 3.
Kick
the extra point, you're only up by 2. So you go for 2 here, correct?
I would, but I mean I think that would be the thinking of it, because now you kick a field goal, because otherwise if you just kick it, a field goal, you can still lose.
Okay, so the Tigers look to go into the end zone here, get the 2-point conversion, be up by 3, and again, not kick it to Cole Adams. Hopefully just cramps. He's still down in the field. This cold weather has been doing some interesting things down there on the field.
Well, we need to punch this thing in.
It's a whiteout here at the Broken Arrow game tonight, the student section, and I went to Tiger Threads this week and didn't buy a white hoodie, but they were selling a lot of white gear. You see some some of the parents wearing their son's number and stuff like that in a white.
You can see all the white hoodies down here.
Spav, penalty update.
Oh gosh.
Both teams have 10 penalties each. Owasso 10 for 98 yards, and Broken Arrow 10 for 75 yards.
It's ridiculous.
It's a lot.
20 penalties.
A lot of penalties.
20 penalties in a game.
Spav, the good news is...
are we on the west side? Oh, this is east side. I'm sorry. Gosh.
When the Tigers are in the red zone this evening, they are 4 for 5. That's good news for the Tigers as they look to score here.
Yeah, he can barely walk with those cramps. I tell you what, it's a big factor here.
Well, it's a tale of 2 halves here. The Tigers scoring 14 in the first quarter. Owasso 7 in the second quarter. Both teams scoring back and forth here in the third and fourth. Let's see what the Tigers can do here in this red zone opportunity. As Sterling Ramsey lines up with Marion Horn to his left, 2 wide receivers to his left, and 1 to his right. That's R.J. Spears coming across. It's a short little screen. He goes up the middle, runs, and it's a touchdown! Touchdown, Tigers!
What a great play.
Will Height on the score. He moves some bodies to get past the line. And again, as we said, the Tigers will line up for a 2-point conversion.
What a great play. They're running the same play where they're running people out of the backfield and they're throwing the pass play that they've been throwing to, and then they decide to go a tight end screen. God, that was great.
Spears, Jennings to our right along with 2 other receivers. Ramsey says something to his line, comes out to the shotgun. He runs and rolls out to his right, throws back to his left, and it's intercepted. As we said, though, on a two-point conversion in high school, doesn't really mean much, but he is stopped at the 30.
Good thinking, though. You unbalance the formation and run a little throwback. That's pretty cool.
I think that's a risky run, but it's a low risk on a two-point conversion, right? 41-40. I will tell you what, we've come a long way since the beginning of the season. Again, the Rams met the Broken Arrow Tigers on the second game of the season, and the final score was 42-3.
And I don't even know if we had 100 yards of offense. I mean, it was just a brutal. You know, the thing with that game that I noticed more than anything was that Owasso played a perfect game, just a perfect game.
I think and think about new coaches and stuff, and it was like, you have to build your culture. In the last, as we talked about earlier, Spav, in the last 3 years, this is the tightest the Broken Arrow has played Owasso.
Oh, I know.
Spav, the keys to the game have held true: turnovers and field position.
Yeah, field position to me it should be a key every week. It's just very, but there's so many hidden yardage with it. People don't understand.
Let's see where Martins kicks this one off. Hopefully not to Cole Adams. Throws a nice little kick, but it will go out of bounds. That'll
35. Put it on 35. Great.
35. Hey, so better field position than the last kick.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
35-yard line is where the Owasso Rams will start.
We got a turnover last time. See, we got a turnover last time.
And there's 5 minutes left in the fourth. Let's see if Willingham comes back out here as quarterback after getting a hard hit.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we may be seeing this kick go again. Maybe.
Oh, they have the choice. Yeah, they have the choice.
So the Rams will choose to take the kick again, or receive the kick again, rather. You see some of the Owasso Rams players talking, maybe block the ball or something. Cole Adams back there to return along with number 30, J. Ray Austin. Martins will kick it again, a end-over-end kick, and it will be caught by Carney. Carney makes a one-man miss, but is going the wrong way, but he will make it potentially around the edge, and he'll be cut off and drugged down by Spears Jennings.
Great tackle. Great tackle. Open field tackle.
Spears Jennings did a good job of coming around the edge and sealing that off.
That's right.
25 backfired there, Spav.
It did.
From the 35 to the 25. And a little more time off the clock.
I know, exactly.
4:54 left in the fourth.
They've got to do something this drive because we've got their number right
Ball
now.
starts on the 25-yard line for the Rams. Willingham's back in the game. He throws to his right. The pass is caught. I believe that's Cole Adams. Slips through a few tackles for a gain of 13 on the first down.
That kid's a stud.
Cole Adams is not tackled by one man, Spav.
No.
Horn is in at corner playing on Cole Adams.
Perfect.
And he looks like he's sticking to him as he runs across the formation. Tigers show blitz and come running. They force Adams out to the right, but he has a man, but it is knocked away by the Tigers. Elisha Wilson, who on the first play of the game had a knock, but comes back with vengeance there.
Oh, that was great.
Had the ball in his hands. I believe that was Carney who had it in his hands, and it was knocked away. Great defensive play there by Elisha Wilson.
This is a crucial down here, I think.
Second down and 10, only 4 minutes and 27 seconds. The Broken Arrow crowd is getting rowdy.
Yeah, we're blitzing here.
Tigers apply pressure, and they've got him. They sack Willingham. They put him on the ground. A 3rd and long coming up for the Rams.
And that was
You see coaches.
That was great coverage, though. Great coverage. That was a cover sack.
A cover sack. I love it. All the DBs are covering the wide receivers. The quarterback has nowhere to go. People are on their feet. Players waving their arms. Tigers showing pressure. Willingham drops back. He looks left. He looks right. Throws right. And there is a flag. There is a flag on the play. And it looks like it's in the area of pass interference. There was a lot of touching going on there. The wide receiver, it looked like Cole Adams had to come back to the ball.
Oh, gosh.
It's a tough play. Looking at it from here, Spav, you think, man, you could have let him catch it and then just hit him.
And that was questionable. You know, I haven't seen a replay on it, but it was pretty questionable.
The fans are restless, but Rams are still in their own territory on the 46-yard line. It's first down and 10. Willingham checks the play, looks to his right. He's got two wide receivers to his right, one to his left, a tight end to his right. He hands off to Overstreet. Check that, Neely. And Neely goes for a couple.
And that was good defense because we're playing like man under halves, so we're playing more of a prevent type situation here.
Well, the play slows down a little bit here. 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the game. Man in motion. Willingham drops back, looks to throw across his body to number 1, Carney, and Carney goes for the first down.
And that's that shallow drag again. That's really successful.
Spav, something to
He's
note.
patient with it.
Something to note here. With only a 1-point lead, the wind is still kind of a bit tricky out there. I don't know if a field goal is what you want. The Rams are definitely looking to score a TD here and punch it in. First down and 10 for the Rams. Willingham fakes the handoff, takes it himself, goes up the middle, has a little bit of room, spins around a man, and looks like he's given a first down there.
I'm surprised they gave him the call on that one. You know, that kid's taking some pretty good hits. You know, run the quarterback counter there. That was that's a good call because those are very hard to defend.
He runs very upright. There's a lot to hit. The clock continues to wind. 2:45 left in the game. The Tigers lead 41-40. First down again for the Rams, and they're moving the ball. Willingham throws one up, puts it up. Ooh! Throws it in traffic.
He just doesn't throw a deep ball, does he? Very good.
Man, Spears Jennings over there. That's not who I would want as a defender when I'm throwing the ball up for grabs.
No, don't throw it up there because we'll get that thing. Well, I should say, throw it up there again.
Tigers still with 2 timeouts. The Rams with just 1 timeout remaining. Second down and 10.
Come on, D. Come on, D. We're showing blitz.
The crowd continues to get rowdy. Adams in motion.
We're playing
Willingham
coverage.
looks right, throws deep. Franklin in coverage. It's out of bounds. It's caught, but it's out of bounds. My goodness.
Oh, that's awesome.
A great catch, though, but too far over. Was not pushed out, was thrown out of bounds. A big third down.
But why are they going for the quick touchdown?
They've been making first down after first down. 8 yards of play.
Well, I mean, you got 2 minutes left. Why don't you just start? Now you put yourself in a bind. You're like 3rd and 10 now.
The Rams going for the kill shot there, but now it's 3rd down and 10. Let's see what they choose to do. Willingham drops back again. Same play. The man's there, but incomplete. He drops the ball. It's 4th down and 10. No flags. No flags on the play. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. It's 4th down and 10. The Rams will have to go for it.
Oh, yeah.
With just 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to go.
God, you know.
Now, either way, even if the Tigers stop, they'll still have to play out the rest of the game with 2 minutes left. That's still plenty of time.
Well, all we'd really have to do, they only have one timeout.
Only one timeout.
So we get one first down, we can win the game. Got to hold them right here.
The Tigers will call a timeout. I was looking for Cole Adams. He was over here on the near side. He is walking slowly off the field.
God, this is a game.
Spav, I haven't sat down in the last
I know,
30 minutes.
Man,
I can't.
This is a great game.
Madison, has the energy changed since the last time we checked in?
The momentum has absolutely shifted. The guys are on their feet, trying to get the crowd involved, and it looks like hopefully the momentum will shift our way also on the field, guys.
I'm seeing you, Madison, running up and down the sidelines. Be careful so you don't get us a penalty.
Okay.
I figured Spav probably just didn't want to tear in his coat down there in the field.
No.
So.
No. Madison does a great job down there.
Man, what a game.
This is a very impressive. You know, I haven't even, my mouth is dry. I've been sitting, not even drinking. I'm so into this game. This game is just so awesome.
Oh, boy.
I want
Tiger fans, again, 2 minutes, 17 seconds. The Tigers lead 41-40. It's 4th down and 10 for Owasso. 2 wide receivers to either side. Willingham drops back to pass. And Willingham, my goodness, he catches the ball. What happened?
No! Yes!
I guess he dropped the ball. It was on the far sideline, or they're waving him out.
I don't know what they did.
It may have been a makeup call from the time our guy had 2 feet in.
Oh, there's a flag now. It could be a penalty on them.
Let's see what the call is. It looks as though it will be Broken Arrow ball. We do have a Tiger down.
Well, he caught the ball.
They're
calling him out of bounds.
The Tiger trainers are going over to the far sideline around the 15. It looks like there is a Tiger down. I'm not sure who it is, but it is very close to the stands. I wonder if he had that momentum and ran into the stands or something.
I couldn't tell if he got a foot in. Could you tell?
We're still waiting. It's Tiger ball. It's 1st down and 10. But we do have, and here's the replay we're watching on our end. And it does look like he was out of bounds. It was caught by J. Ray Austin, but he was out of bounds. And who is that? Is that Spears Jennings?
Number 6.
Oh, is that Franklin? Javion. No. Yeah, that is Javion Franklin, whose brother was hurt earlier in the game but is back on the sidelines. Tell you what, Spav, putting it all on the line here tonight.
Yes. God, this has been, I'm worn out. This has been a long game. What time is it?
Spav,
10:18.
You got 2 minutes to kill. 2 minutes to kill, but we talked about this earlier. You can't play mundane offense.
Get a first down.
Against Mustang several weeks ago, Owasso scored 21 points in just a couple minutes. The Rams do have 1 timeout left. Tigers need a first down, and that should do it.
That's it. Just run the ball.
The handoff goes to Jones. Jones up.
Look at there. 5 yards. 4 yards.
4 yards on a first down. When the Rams know you're running, and the Rams do call their final timeout of the game.
Now this is our game. Now you get a first down, it's ours. Now once we get the first down, you can milk the clock by just not snapping the ball until you got 2 or 3 seconds left in your.
Spav, at what point, a few weeks ago, Oklahoma State played Mike Gundy, threw a pass, a short pass, just because the team the Owasso Rams have to expect you're gonna run. You're gonna run. You would never want the clock to stop. Is there a point when you have somebody like a Griffin Stieber who's sure-handed catch a short
there's
pass?
no doubt. That should be in your package as well. That's a good point, because your whole goal here is to get a first down. Doesn't matter if you throw it or run it or what. It's nice if you run it now, because they can't stop it now.
But a pass is still on the table, you say.
But a pass can still keep the clock moving as well.
As long as it's caught.
You take my son and his offense. His offense is, the leech ball. What it is a pass is a run.
2nd and 6. Ramsey takes the snap. He does hand it off. And Horn, I believe.
Okay, going to be about 3, 4.
Looks like they'll be 3 yards short on this 3rd down play. 3, maybe 4 here.
Keep the clock moving.
So they'll let the play clock run down on this one to try to run the clock down as much as possible. Either way, even if the 3rd down doesn't make the first here, they will still be able to hopefully pin Owasso deep in their own territory. Marion Horn in the game, I believe, with Ramsey. Ramsey again hands off to Horn. Horn takes it up the left side, surfs a little bit, makes the first down.
Game.
And the Tigers call game with just over a minute left, and Owasso with no timeouts. Owasso may have just lost all hope in their season. Let's see what the Tigers choose to do here. We see Ramsey and some of his other teammates doing victory formation.
The greatest play in football right here. Our goal is to win the last game. We just did it.
Spav.
Always win your last game.
Spav.
We got another week going.
What a difference. What 8 weeks.
But look at all the injuries we've had. These kids have overcome and a lot of adversity, and now they're playing, in the 2nd round now. This is incredible football.
Spav, we talked about it earlier. You talked about it, playing together. The team played their first, in your opinion, complete game last week.
These last couple of weeks, they've been playing complete games, and I've just been really impressed with them.
And the game is over. The Tigers rush onto the field, and they beat the Owasso Rams for the first time in 3 years.
That is so cool.
And
father versus son. It's hard to beat a team twice.
And Josh Blankenship's first win, hopefully of many, over his father, gets revenge from gets a win over his dad.
Yeah,
man,
it's just hard to beat a team twice to begin with. So.
And Madison will have Coach Blankenship here in just a minute, and we'll get to hear from him after his first playoff win as a Broken Arrow Tiger.
God, that was a great win. Great win.
What a game.
I tell you what, we played such good football, and we beat all the adversities that came within the game, such as all the penalties, the injuries, the ball on the ground, the lost yardage. It was pretty.
My goodness.
God, that was
And
great.
The Tigers run over to the student section, and they're going crazy because they've just made it to the 2nd round of the 6A-1 playoffs. As Coach Blankenship is being interviewed by a news station right now. Madison will be with him shortly. Man. Spav, you don't see that you'll remember this one.
Oh, absolutely. Just think how great it is.
And Coach actually goes over, looks like, to hug his wife, as well as going over to the team. Madison, what can you tell us about what's going on down there on the field?
Right now he's being embraced by coaches on our coaching staff, Owasso's coaching staff, and all of his kids are out here right now, and he's just being swarmed.
Yeah, no, look at all these kids there. It's
Officer Martin is staying very close by him, which is very smart. But he's really, I think, just soaking it all in.
Who do you guard? I mean.
Yeah, for real. His players are embracing him right now. I really think it's just a special moment for him.
It is, and what is such a great win. Not so much against his dad. It's just all the adversity he faced all year, and the things that he has done is just unbelievable. Of having this team play like they're playing now, and with all the injuries, with all the things that have happened against us, God, what a great coaching job. I mean, he's done a tremendous job.
Well, I'll tell you, I can speak for the several times I've met him. Great guy, great coach, and I know that one of his goals was just to create a culture where young men could get better. I love his. We didn't talk about it. You and Adam may have talked about it before, but I love the to the tree. Growing up in Broken Arrow, and you go to Kirkland Field. We had some junior high games there or something, but everybody in Broken Arrow knows the tree. Maybe not the football players, but the parents do.
And I knew it too, being from Union. I lost a lot of footballs in that tree, but it's really a great.
But something that's bringing the team together, and like you said. Even just as the team kind of gathers together, it's exciting because it's a big game, and when it's so close like that, you want to win. But, you feel like there's just something special,
There is.
When you win when there's adversity like that. Like you say, first play of the game, Spav, what do we have? A collision with two of our defensive backs.
I know.
And had one carted off.
I know.
And was taken by ambulance. And luckily, Jalen Franklin did come back to stay on the sideline, so everything was okay. Had your leading pass rusher, Mitchell Banning, not play.
I know. Gosh, and then of course the injuries we've already had that really have hurt us to begin with, and I get so impressed of our defensive play because of all these injuries and what we've done. I mean, you can sit there and say, "Oh, what kind of defense was this?" I mean, you had almost 400 yards offense, and this is a great offensive team. And when you have all those injuries and you can make some great plays and get some great stops, that's good. That's good defense. In today's time, it's they spread you out.
Well, as you look at the numbers, Owasso ends the night with 380 yards, Broken Arrow with 417. Owasso 271 passing, Broken Arrow 175. Rushing, though, Owasso just over 100 yards, and Broken Arrow with 242 yards. And again, the story of the game, Spav, penalties. Owasso 11 penalties for 113 yards.
But see, it hurt us
Broken
just
Arrow
as much as them because
Broken Arrow 12 for 95.
I know. And just think of all the big plays that they removed because of these penalties. He had like 2 kickoffs back for penalties, and there's all kinds of things that happen. We scored twice, or we scored once, and it was called back. With penalties, it was just unbelievable. So really, the game is not indicative of what the penalties.
But again, what an incredible game! As we got to see onside kick recovered, we saw 3 fumbles. Recovered by the Tigers. We saw a trick play, a fake field goal, as well as a lateral back on a kick return, all completed by the Tigers this evening as they win 41-40. And I didn't even mention that Cole Adams had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. The Tigers have to overcome 2 special teams returns by a great individual effort by Cole Adams, who we'll definitely be seeing next year.
Well, when was the game we've had that many turnovers? It's been a while since we had that many turnovers. And that was crucial because they had the ball in great field position twice that I know of. And in good position to score, and we create turnovers. I mean, that was huge on our part, and we haven't really done. We have not really done that all year. You know, as far as getting turnovers in crucial situations like that. So that was really, really good to have. Really good point.
Well, Spav, it's 10:29.
Man, that was a long game.
I got to get some rest.
You know, it's long, but it didn't seem long because every play was like so crucial.
We can say we were there.
I know.
When the Broken Arrow Tigers took on the Owasso Rams in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, at Tiger Memorial Stadium in the 6A-1 first round of the playoffs, and won 41-40, as they will be moving on to the second round of the playoffs. So until next week, I'm Ryan White.
Is Madison ready for another week?
Madison, are you ready for another week here?
I'm always ready for another week.
I
I
know.
love Tiger football.
I've heard it's supposed to be 32 next week, I think.
Yay!
Yeah, it's going to be really cold.
Yay. Can you bring your coat, please?
I will. Just for you.
Any final thoughts for us, Madison?
I thought tonight we looked really confident in who we were as athletes, and I think we've really found our groove, found some rhythm.
Yes. And you did a great job as always, Ryan.
Spav, you know, it came down to it. Remember that extra point I missed earlier?
Yes, exactly.
The Tigers win by 1, 41-40 here in Broken Arrow. Until next week, I'm Ryan Wyckoff sitting in for Adam Hildebrandt here with Steve Spavata up in the booth and Madison Dildine down in the field. We will see you next week. Have a great night.